unbeatable, I'm unbeatable, I'm unbeatable.
Couple minutes on the score. Every time they want to clash, the wind is kicking through the door. I am unbeatable. Chances running out of stock, and we're running out the clock. I fail once, never stop. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah. I am unbeatable. I am unbeatable, yeah.
Welcome to week 4 of the British Basketball League. Live on Sky Sports, my name is Tahir Hadja. And tonight, hoping to take home advantage and make history, is the Caledonia Gladiators. They have a new home, and the Gladiators are looking to put the Surrey Scorchers to the sword in their very own Coliseum.
Greetings, salutations, a warm welcome
to our new home.
We've kept every stone that's been thrown at us and built a castle.
And this castle will become a fortress.
New beginnings, new chapters. We've put down our roots, and it's in those roots where you find our strength. There's no place like home.
There's no place like home.
There's no place like home.
Build it and all will come. But beware, we have plenty of heart, and heart is where the home is. We've moved the rocks and made a mountain. After the hardest climb comes the most incredible views. This is our place. This is now our home. We are the Caledonia Gladiators.
What a venue and what ambition for the Caledonia Gladiators as they embark on a new season in Europe as well as the British Basketball League. Of course, they've dropped out of FIBA Champions League action and now head into the FIBA Europe Cup. A resounding win on the road at the Manchester Giants was followed by a thumping at the Copper Box by the Lions. And of course, there was heartbreak last week for the Surrey Scorchers and an overtime loss against the Sheffield Sharks. Of course, now a trip on the road to Glasgow in these circumstances will provide the sternest of tests. Well, I'm joined in the studio by two people who know their way around the hardwood. Commonwealth Games medalist and Olympian Azania Stewart and current London Line floor commander Jordan Taylor. While we're calling you JT for the remainder of the show, that's without a doubt. Of course, how important is it to have a winning performance and start in your new arena?
Yeah, there's a saying that winning is not a sometime thing, it's an all-the-time thing. And I think that doesn't apply anymore than today. You know, you get to break open a new toy, new venue, and start to make opponents fear coming into that venue. So it's an exciting day for the Gladiators.
Without a doubt. Azania, of course, the Surrey Scorchers, they've been propping up the British Basketball League for the past few seasons. You know, what hope do their fans have in light of their recent performances?
You know, a tough loss against the London Lions, 20 points, but then bounced back and had, 2 looks at the three-point line to put it into overtime. But then they play tonight and then they play again on Saturday. So potentially by the end of the weekend, they could be 2-2.
Well, of course, it's very early on in the season. And, of course, in the arena is the man Drew Lasker. Well, let's find out where he is.
So here, Surrey gives up the most points in the paint. So look for the engine of the team, Ian Du Bois, to have a field day. I look for him to be very aggressive, getting to his spots, but he's not greedy. He leads the league in assists, so look for him to set things up for his teammates and create for guys like this guy right here. Clifton Moore Jr. Yeah, you see it, a legit 6'11", long, athletic, full of vigor. Look for him to be very aggressive in the paint as well with putbacks, alley-oops, and drop-off dimes. He's a problem.
Well, there are a few problems to talk about with the Caledonia Gladiators, but one of them is Ian Du Bois. He's got a great skill set and has been described as an engine by Drew.
Yeah, that's what he is. He's an engine. He makes everything go. He sets the table. He gets in the paint. He finds his teammates. He makes everybody better. I'm glad we get to pick these highlights because I'm not on here looking too crazy, but he's tough. You know, he mentioned he likes to watch D. Wade and LeBron, and it shows in his game. He's physical. He's aggressive, and it's impressive.
Of course, he's top of the league at the moment in assists. He has that playmaking ability.
Absolutely, and that shows. When you get in the paint and you put pressure on the defense, it comes out that way.
The man is ready to go in Caledonia, Ian DeBose. But of course, his partner in crime, Z, is Clifton Moore Jr. 6'11", versatile, big man. I'm already a fan. Are you?
You know I love a post player, but what I love about him the most is his poise and patience around the rim. I just think he takes his time, but what he's fantastic at is blocking the shot. His timing is incredible, but also just, you know, changing the shot and makes the offense really have to second guess, and really is a really good player. I'm excited to see him play tonight.
I really enjoy his decision making. Of course, it's helped the Gladiators get their first win of the season against Manchester. But now it's going to be time to take a break very shortly. We've had a look at Ian DeBose and Clifton Moore Jr. We'll be back with you very shortly when we look at how Surrey can break down the Gladiators tonight. Welcome back. Tip-off round the corner. We are the British Basketball League, and this is Caledonia Gladiators versus the Surrey Scorchers. Drew Lasker is on court now with the visitors. How will Surrey set up tonight, Drew?
Well, they're going to set the table with two-time MVP Justin Robinson. And yeah, I know he's just come back from a knee injury, but the last time that I checked, he still has his brains. Exactly what this team needs. Smarts. He brings in a type of experience similar to the guy that we have in the studio today. For the opponent, they better make sure they shoot the ball efficiently, because this fella right here, the big fella that you see running opposite Saquon Jameson, I call him one and done, because this fella right here, he gobbles up every single rebound, and he don't just wait for them to come to him. He goes there and gets them by any means necessary.
Well, former London Lion and two-time league MVP Justin Robinson coming off a long-term injury. Is this the solution to Coach Lloyd Garner's problem at Surrey?
Yeah, it is for sure. I mean, you know, everything. His injury tells you everything you need to know about him. You know, injury, ACL, to come back from that at 36 that's a task in and of itself. I've had 8 surgeries. You have to figure out how to change your game, change your pace, and just kind of recreate yourself. But, you know, that's something that Surrey's going to need, that toughness, and I think he'll bring it.
Well, of course, he's got the experience without a doubt. Those two-time MVPs are going to help him in passing on the education to his teammates that he has at this moment. Of course, they've got some young players as well. But joining him, teaming up with him, of course, is Scorchers Jameson. Now, this man, he's big on the boards early on, 14.5 rebounds in his first 2 matches. He's top of the league in rebounds at the moment, Azania.
Yeah, a bully on the boards, absolutely goes after it. And this is a guy that you want on your team because he gives you second opportunities, sometimes third. And that's what you need in a game like this, to get second looks. And look at this one, he goes after it, he goes and scores. And I think, you know, top of the league in rebounding. They've got to worry about him, Gladiators, to box him out.
Well, of course, now it's time to hear from both coaches. Let's hear their thoughts of today's game as they spoke to Drew Lasker a little earlier on.
Coach, home opener in your own arena. Describe this moment for the organization.
It's an extremely exciting moment right here. Brand new arena. We've waited 5-6 months for it. That's all a short period of time. Brand new. It's sold out tonight, first game. The guys are really looking forward to the game tonight.
What's the plan to handle this environment?
I think enjoy it as much as anything, to be honest. You know, we're used to loud crowds, we're used to little packed-in venues in Surrey, so, you know, I don't think this will phase us. Obviously, it's a great opportunity to spoil a party, so the competitors in us are looking forward to it.
We've got to slow them down in transition, make them play a half-court game. We know who their dangers are, their scorers. We've got to keep Jameson off the glass. For us, it's about playing team defense and sharing the ball on offense.
What's the mood in the camp?
Yeah, pretty good. Feel like we've played well for stretches. First 2 games, obviously disappointed to be 0-2. Feel like we've got to get better on the offensive end, yeah, but pretty positive overall.
Well, let's take a look at those starting fives on your screens right now ahead of this big British Basketball League Championship fixture. Azania, the Caledonia Gladiators.
Yeah, this is tough, and I feel like Onwaz was on the bench to start the season and has played very, very hard and made his way into the starting lineup. And then we have to talk about Patrick Whelan, an absolute sniper, knows how to score the basketball and will be the force of this starting lineup.
Of course, the height is important. Alec Hodzic is starting at the centre position. Trent Buttrick's been dropped from that starting lineup as well.
Yeah, I think that's tough, but then having him come off the bench as the 6th, 7th man is something that you want. You want a strong bench, especially as you go down into the season. You know, it's confidence and trust building, but I think this is a solid starting 5.
And of course, let's have a look at the Surrey Scorchers starting 5. JT, talk us through this lineup right here on the screen right now.
Yeah, you know, we already talked about Justin Robinson and Scorchers Jameson. You know what you're going to get with the grit from Justin and with Scorchers, the rebounding. What I want to see more from is Patty Wang. You know, he's extremely talented, one of the most talented young players and just players in the league. He struggled a little bit with turnovers. I think that's something that he's going to get right. Coach, I'm sure, has been on him about that. And then also Cameron Gooden. He's a dynamic scorer. He can get in the paint. He puts pressure on the defense, similar to how Ian DeBose does on the other side. Bit of questionable decision-making at times, so I'm looking forward to him to grow as a player. He's only a rookie. It's time for him to grow, and it's plenty of time for him to do that. So I'm excited to see what he can do.
Well, listen, let's get some predictions from you guys. I'm going to put you on the spot. Please don't sit on the fence. Put your money where your mouth is. Z, who are you taking for tonight and why?
I'm going to give it to the Gladiators, obviously opening this huge, beautiful event and arena. I'm going to give it to them.
Well, that's a very good reason to give it to him. JT, who are you going with tonight?
I got to agree with Azania. You know, I think Caledonia comes out and gets the win. They're too big. They're physical. I think, obviously, they have the home court on their side tonight, and I think they're just going to – Ian DeBose is going to live in the paint, and I think they're just going to make it tough on Scorchers Jameson on the boards as well.
Well, of course, a big part of the British Basketball League is in the growth of their arenas. And, of course, Caledonia are cutting the ribbon tonight. The crowd are making their way down. Of course, Sheffield Sharks will see their new arena soon. Bristol has one on the way. The Riders have one. And the Newcastle Eagles have one, of course. It's excellent that this is helping us to grow the game. And that's why we're also live on Sky Sports right now, because we're helping everybody to learn about the wonderful sport of basketball. Now, fellas, and or should I say ladies and gentlemen, join me in the studio. We're going to get the Caledonia faithful going very, very shortly. They await tip in their new home, and straight after this break, we'll be in the company of Todd Harris and the most beautiful man I know, Mr. Anthony Rowe. They'll be taking you through to tonight's BBL Championship action, Gladiators versus Scorchers.
Inside the amphitheaters, we welcome you to British basketball on Sky Sport. Alongside Ant Rowe, I'm Todd Harris. Glad to have you with us. And this is a huge night, Ant, for the Gladiators here in Play Sport Arena. You do not want to start off and christen this beautiful building with a loss.
That's exactly it, Todd. It's your new home. You want to start making fortress-like protection from the get-go. They'll be itching for a win here this evening.
A lot of pressure on all the players here. It is a sold-out crowd tonight in Scotland, and we are underway. Gladiators in their home dark blue, the Surrey Scorchers in their traveling light blue. All right, and right off the bat, what do you expect from each of these teams to kind of set the tone? Let's start with the Gladiators first.
Well, Gladiators going to look to go down low to Alahadjic and get some high percentage shots. You want to get yourself settled. Here is spin baseline, and just like that, nice finish.
Faro Alahadjic, the big center out of Leicester, UK, getting it done, and that's a nice way to start. Kind of sets the tone of what they're going to try to do tonight.
I think so. I like that play to enter the ball in the post, get a high percentage shot, and if you don't score as well, you've always got that probability of getting the other big man in foul trouble.
To the rim they go. Nice answer back as Gooden comes up just a little bit short. Ball goes free, and it's touched on the line. It goes out of bounds back over to the Gladiators. So we've got Ian McDonald, Christopher Dodds, and Nicholas Nassi, our officials tonight. They'll be handling the business on the court, and this is a nice facility, a nice addition to their facilities up in Scotland. Man-to-man defense. Beautiful offload there as it goes underneath. Tall 10, hands slapped away. And Alahadjic was looking for a quick dunk as he was surrounded by the light blue jerseys of the Surrey Scorchers.
Well, you can see why Ian DeBose averages the most assists in the league this year. You see that penetration straight down the middle, dump off to the big guy, and Faro Alahadjic got fouled once, twice, maybe 3 times there.
Paddy Wang getting his money's worth on that foul, so that'll send Alahadjic to the line. This is really a cool facility, and what a nice addition to that area up in Glasgow. I mean, they've got big plans for some other things that we'll tell you about throughout tonight's broadcast, but I'll tell you what, having this just in their repertoire of facilities that they can use, this is nice.
Well, I think it represents progress as well. I mean, this is a coach here, Gareth Murray. When he first took over, they finished 11th, dead last. Then it improved to 7th, then 4th, and here we are now, in a new, brand new arena with aspirations to do well in Europe as well as contend for the title.
Gareth Murray in his 4th season with Caledonia and his first night here at Play Sport Arena as the Gladiators come in 1-1 on this early season. Beautiful look at a possible alley-oop, but a little too much heat on that one. It hits the backboard, and a turnover goes the way of the Gladiators.
Well, still really early in this game, but you can't help but feel two unsettled offenses from the Scorchers.
Oof. Nice drive right down the lane as Patrick Whelan, the 6'6" guard from Warrington, UK, 13 points in the loss against the London Lions. Wang has it, knocked away. Fight for the ball, and it's going to be a jump ball. Cameron Gooding going toe-to-toe with Ian DeBose as folks back in the studio, Tahir Azani and Jordan talked about DeBose on a tear right now on the assist. Here it is one more time.
Wow, you can see the hunger and aggressive nature from the Gladiators, but Surrey Scorchers going to have to settle into this game quickly because they look a little bit tentative and nervous. A near turnover there on that last possession.
We talked about how bad both these teams need this victory. Early hoist-up shot off the heel, kicked back out. 2-time MVP of the league, and that'll settle things down as they get on the board with 3 points.
That was almost the exact location Justin Robertson had to win the game. But this time he converts. A confident-looking 3-point shot there from Justin Robertson.
So it's a 6-3 ball game early on here in the new amphitheater here inside Play Sport Arena on the outskirts of Glasgow. And so far, the Gladiators have not put up an outside 3-pointer yet. They're pretty happy to do their battle down in the paint. And they're going to call the travel there. It looked like Alahadjic wanted to dish it away, but he got caught. Feet just slid a little too much.
Well, there's one of those areas as well that Gareth Murray said that his team needs to make sure that they secure the defensive rebound. And on that occasion, the offensive board got Surrey Scorchers a 3-pointer from Justin Robinson.
Robinson's going to use his veteran savvy, try to settle the squad down, get them into a nice scoring rhythm. Stop, kicks it back out to Wang. Wang thought about a pullback, tough shot there, and he had to get it up as the shot clock was winding down, and back come the Gladiators. Caledonia looking to, this far, it looks like they are happy with the half-court offense and not really going to push the pace.
Yeah, I think so. I think Gareth Murray wanted to slow the game down. He wanted to limit the transition offense. But
good movement there, and there's a call you don't see very often in the British Basketball League or the NBA, the old carry. I can't remember the last time that was called.
Wow, yeah, this is a rarity.
Ooh, yeah.
It looked a little unorthodox, didn't it?
You know, back in your day when you were playing for the Leicester Riders, when you don't argue, it's a pretty clear indication that, yeah, you got me. No argument there. So the turnover goes away, and Surrey drives, and it's going to be a foul as Cameron Gooden, the 5'11" point guard out of Frisco, Texas, has no fear going to the rim. Just 5'11", though.
Yeah, it's a good sign, though. He's been quite aggressive so far in this game. He hasn't really been able to penetrate in those danger areas, but on that occasion he did, and it's a positive sign for him as a rookie. You really want them to get settled sooner rather than later.
Good chance to get a look at the sneakers. He's rocking some Unos. You know who know what shoe that is? Azania Stewart. She has got a encyclopedia mind when it comes to the sneakers. Don't ever try to stump her on a sneaker. She'll have it. The year that make the model, the signature. I know.
We need her insight.
I know. They always put me with the beautiful people for their brains and everything else, but Azania, she's locked on the sneak game. Hits the first one, so that takes it to 6-4. And Surrey, you got to feel for Lloyd Gardner and his squad because they come off that loss to London, and then they go overtime with Sheffield, a game they certainly could have won.
Yeah, I mean, they were right there, weren't they? And I think if you're, Coach Lloyd Gardner, you've got to be encouraged that his team put themselves in a position to win the basketball game. But those are games that they're going to have to convert this year. Yep. Just a 4 for 32 last year. So I think that's why it's even more so important for them to have put a win on the board sooner rather than later, because every single week that goes by, the pressure increases up and up and up until you collect that first win.
You talked about their record last year, disappointing 4-32 for the Surrey Scorchers. One of those wins, however, did come over Caledonia. They lost the other 3 to the Gladiators, so there's something to build on there, but they have a young team with a lot of talent. We'll see if they can get those wins that they lost last year, just the close one-pointers. Good passing around that extra pass as he tried to get the ball on the wing to Lucas Palisa, who was waiting to pull the trigger on the 3, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, team captain there, Farrell Hodgett, another error from him. He had that first one, remember, with the travel, and then that one just off the mark with a pass. So Caledonia will want to get in a little bit more synchronization here in the offense. It looks a little bit start-stoppy at the moment.
Remember, both these teams have only played 2 games this year, and Wayne gets that one to drop, and just like that, Surrey, who trailed at 6-0, now lead at 7-6.
Wow, what a creative finish as well. He's one of the fewer players on the team that can create for himself. You see his length and athleticism, ball through the legs all the way to the rim. Nice play.
With these teams playing so few games as compared to Jordan Taylor's London Lions, who played, 5 or 6 games, it seems like they're still looking for their offensive option 1 and 2 are.
Yeah, of course, and you just mentioned the offense there, but also defensive structures aren't properly set, and you see defensive breakdowns. Even in this game, we've seen a few. We've seen a drive to the middle from DeBose. We've seen a right-hand dribble from Patrick Whelan. So little things like this, Todd, you're right. They're not properly implemented with a team structure yet. Still very early days in this league campaign.
Wow, that first step for Gooden is lethal. He's able to get that quick start. Defense collapses down. He has to kick it out. They're going to call this offensive as Wang lowered the shoulder and got the push-off.
Wow. Paddy Wang here trying to create for himself, and you see the offhand there.
It's always the extension. So the foul called on Pat Wang, the 6'4" guard, originally out of Denver, Colorado. Played his ball at University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. Currently averaging 5 points, 5 rebounds a game. He will take a seat.
And of course, a returning player from last season. These are guys that are even more so important. You've got new rosters molding together. You need your returning players to start the season well.
Oh, the seed part and the drive and the harm. A beautiful drive there by Ian DeBose, who leads the league in assists, coming off a 17-point performance versus the London Lions. And how about this? Catching good and a little flat-footed.
Wow, you caught it, Todd. The season opened, and their initial defense was below par, and there was no help defense, and Surrey Scorchers is going to have to figure out a way to make the Gladiators work for their points a little harder.
Drew Lasker talked a lot about Ian Bose and what he does for this squad, the 6'4" guard originally from Durham, North Carolina. We were talking about pregame. You play basketball in North Carolina, it's kind of the hub of basketball of the United States.
It is indeed. It's ingrained in you at birth, isn't it?
Yeah.
So many great players to come out of that state.
We'll see how Surrey can answer now after going on a 7-0 run. They find themselves down 9-7. They go back to Robinson, who's off the mark. Already hit 1-3, can't connect there. And back come the Gladiators. They're going to push it and pull the trigger on a 3 and hit. And that is a 5-point swing right there. The big 3-pointer there coming from Polizza.
Well, that's one guy you do not want to leave open. You saw that the transition defense was scattered. It was all over the place. No one had matched up, and now a punishment in the form of 3 points there.
And in the British Basketball League, correct me if I'm wrong, but you really can't have a lapse of, oh, I didn't know how good of an outside shooter he was, because you only have 9 opponents. You really should have the film and everything on every single guy.
Yeah, agreed. And I think the one excuse I can give to them is that it's early in the season, but hey, we knew the scouting report coming into this game, and we're not playing.
First break of the game here in the first quarter. Opening night at the amphitheater here. The Caledonia Gladiators lead the Surrey Scorchers on Sky Sports. Welcome inside Play Sport Arena, the opening night for this new facility in the plethora of quality gymnasiums in the British Basketball League. Todd Harris alongside Ant Rowe. Welcome to Sky Sports coverage of the British Basketball League as these two teams look for a big win tonight. Of course, Gladiators come in 1-1, Surrey coming in 0-2, looking for a big performance tonight. They need a win. You do not want to get into this season and have these dry spells.
Well, it's so early in the season, and we're already at these must-win games. I feel like it's both important for both clubs here to get this one done here this evening, but can only be one winner.
Cameron Gooden takes a spill there, 14-7. This is the point where Surrey cannot let this thing get away, because the Gladiators certainly have the power to get it done, and the offense nice putback on Troke as Buttrick had a point-blank shot. He's calling for the goaltend. And our officiating crew will try to figure this out. Abdul Muhammad talking with the officials. Here it is one more time.
Ooh, you can hit off the rim.
What do you think, Ed?
I thought it was an incredibly intelligent play to knock it off the rim there. Because Les is already down in the cylinder. He's within his right to do that.
Jordan Hunt involved in the play, as the officials will clean up the moisture on the deck. So it goes 16-7, 3:41 to play here. Look at this one more time.
You can test the initial shot there, and Mohammed there. Oh, that's close, isn't it? And I'm guessing if they've deemed it already in the cylinder, and then
looked like it was on its way down. So the official doing a great job explaining. So you talk about the difference between the NBA and the European leagues and the FIBA rules over here. The cylinder, you can take it off the rim. However, what he did, dropping in the cylinder going down, it's a no-go.
Yeah, just the rim. Imagine there's an invisible force field that comes off the rim. If the ball is deemed inside the cylinder and a defensive player knocks it away, then that's cleaned a goaltend. So this, even on the replay, it's really difficult for us to see because, again, that line's invisible. But if it wasn't in the cylinder, the player has the right to knock it off the rim.
Okay. Appreciate it. 16-7. Play continues as we come up on 3:30 to play here. Just outside of Glasgow, Scotland. Opening night for Play Sport Arena as the Caledonia Gladiators look for their second win of the season, currently sitting at 1-1. The man with the ball right now is a two-time MVP of the British Basketball League. Glad to have him back, Justin Robinson. And the shot clock was winding down, and 5'11" Cameron Gooden had to put that one up. No harm, no foul, as double zeros both chased it down, and Buttrick couldn't keep it in play.
Wow, Patrick Whelan asked a lot of his big man there. It's a great initial block there on the three-point shot.
You would have tracked that down, right?
I would have liked to think so, but not in today's condition. But Buttrick's, since entering the court, he's had a positive impact there. Good timing with the shot block there, and Patrick Whelan
just let him a little bit too much
there. Yeah.
So Robinson on the dribble drive goes left, goes underneath. Nothing doing there. He'll kick it back out on the top on the left wing, and he can pull the trigger at any time. As Drew Lasker talked about, he is pretty lethal. You better know where he is at all times. They're going to try to go inside and see what they can do. But the Gladiators, they bring some serious size on the interior. If you're going to get that point, it's going to be very well earned. Off the heel, back come the Gladiators.
Sorry, Scorchers just trying to find a source of offense now where they can go to and put points on the board.
Excellent defense. Hunt knocks it away. Opportunity now for Surrey to cut into that lead. Robinson on the dribble drive, thought about it, kicks it back out. Teo just checking into the game as well. Good spin move on the 12. Robinson wide open for the three, and he's going to come up short. Rims out.
It doesn't convert, but it looked like a more encouraging offense there. Ball was moving. Penetration there from Josh Steele. Looked to kick out. Justin Robinson, never good looking three.
The 12, part of our broadcast crew. Josh Steele now getting it done for the Surrey Scorchers. Another bucket for Caledonia. Nice answer back if you can convert here. And up and under, and the foul. So give the points to Surrey with a nice answer back for Andrew Lawrence, that point guard out of Woking.
Intelligent play there from Andrew Lawrence. He pushed the basketball before the defense could set up, and it was a bit of a out of control initial shot. But what he did, a really good job as he had control there. He knew where the rebound was going to go. He reacts first, even against the bigger defender in Buttrick, and finishes strong. Nice play from Andrew Lawrence.
Takes the contact and has an opportunity for the three-point play here to keep it at an 8-point lead as we are under 2 minutes to go here in the opening period at the new Play Sport Arena. So we've talked about Caledonia really committing to their British Basketball League team, and the fans really support this squad. Sellout tonight, unable to convert, so it stays 18-9 Gladiators. See the 18 of Mihajlo Jovicic, point guard out of Serbia, running the offense now. Nice bounce pass. And you saw a potential highlight from Clifton Moore Jr. as he cocked that one back, ready to throw it down. Good defense from the Scorchers. And the foul.
That would have been something special.
Oh, my.
He got that one to go.
Yeah, he was fully committed to that.
Wow. Drew did say pre-game he's long, athletic, and he's a problem. And that was almost a problem.
Ooh. I think he would have made someone his poster. Steps to the line and hits the first. Clifton Moore Jr., 6'11" center, originally out of Ambler, Pennsylvania. Played college ball at Providence. One of those guys that's kind of, we've talked about this before game, up and down. Didn't really find a good home in Providence, finished his degree, and now here he is in the British Basketball League.
Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't work out for a player in a particular college program, but, he's got everything you need to be a successful professional player. 6'11", can move, he's athletic, so excited to see how his season pans out.
Ooh, beautiful defense. Reloads, and the 4 buries it, so a nice answer by Andrew Lawrence to pick up a much-needed 3 points for the Scorchers.
Another one of the veteran guards. They're going to need a lot from Lawrence and Robinson this year. Former GB international, played all over Europe, and you can just see his experience and confidence there in hitting that 3-point shot.
Well, at this point in the game, as the final minute Oh, and right through the legs, full nutmeg job as he sends it forward, and the block. So great rebound answer defense. That looked like it was going to be a potential highlight reel. Don't see a lot of nutmegs in basketball.
Great effort there. And of course, Andrew Lawrence played for the under-15 Chelsea Academy, so a little bit of football crossover there from the nutmeg.
Josh Steele thought he was going to be able to get up the glass on the left hand, and the good defense never to give up the play, so it remains an 8-point game. 50 seconds on the clock here in the first period. Steele on the wing. Drives, kick out. Man left open. Can't hit it.
Fortunate, another good shot though. I mean, Cooper is what he's brought in to do is shoot those threes. Good ball movement there, and another good three-point shot.
Nice fake. And a beautiful offensive rebound to put 2 more points on the board for Big Trent Buttrick.
Wow, Buttrick's had an impression since entering the court. 4 points personal for him now.
Lawrence hits that 3, much needed 3 again, so they're answering back. I'll tell you what, Surrey is one of those teams, if you're going to put them away, you better really put them away. It's like a bad politician, you can't get rid of them. Just keep hanging around. Outside shot, over and over, so it will go the way of Surrey with less than a second to go. Really not much you can do here. Draw it up, Ant. Full court pass for an alley-oop dunk.
I'd be a little bit more conservative. I wouldn't want to turn it over near my basket, so just inbound the ball. Let's get to the end of the quarter. Let's reassess the situation and get safely to this second quarter.
And crew chief Anthony McDonald is going to go over to the scoring table and make sure the time is right. Good crew tonight with Christopher Dodds and Nicholas Nassi. So they put a little more time on. So 1.2 seconds, you can actually hoist something up if you can get this past to near midcourt. Let it fly. And nothing but glass. So the first period comes to a conclusion. 22-15. Opening night from Play Sport Arena in Scotland. And it's the Gladiators defending the home amphitheater. They've got the lead on the Surrey Scorchers. Back inside the amphitheater here, Play Sport Arena. Todd Harris alongside Ant Rowe. Glad to have you with us on Sky Sports British Basketball League Game of the Week. Caledonia taking on Surrey. Both teams looking for a big win to get this season off to their best start they possibly can, with Surrey trailing. And that 3 does not help the cause, as now goes to a 10-point lead. And this is the point I got to think. And for Caledonia, they want to put Surrey away, and Surrey's got to come back and have an answer each time. No empty possessions.
Exactly, and obviously for Caledonia, they don't want any stress or drama coming to the latter points of these games.
Beautiful play.
So they're going to want to put them away early.
Jordan Hunt on the give and go, lays it in nicely up and over the 6'9" center out of New Zealand. So the big Kiwi keeps him in it, and that's a power move right to the rack, as you saw Clifton Moore Jr. unable to finish, but it stays with the Gladiators. Caledonia in their home dark blue. The light blue belong to the Surrey Scorchers. Oh, wow, that is a tough shot with a man in your face, and Jovicic having no problem.
Well, that's a big shot for him personally, because he hasn't quite settled into this offense yet. So, positive signs for him and the Caledonia Gladiators.
Surrey's going to need to get hot from the outside if they're going to match the offensive output right now from Caledonia, who sit on 28 points, 17, and the foul is going to stop things as Jovicic will raise his hand and, yeah, you got me.
That's a mismatch down low.
I don't know how you defend that any better. I mean, that's hand in the face, and
good shot. It's again, big shot for his confidence.
You know what that reminds me of? That's me trying to guard Jordan Taylor. It doesn't matter, throw a blanket on him, 2 hands in his face, he's knocking it down. You know how JT plays.
I do, and I agree with that assessment.
No sympathy. No charity. Left wide open, and that time the defense stayed home. Well done on the outside. Faro Ali Hodges, the block, and he keeps it in play. Well, they are active. When I say active, Kyle Johnson active for the Caledonia Gladiators.
When you forget about this weapon in Kyle Johnson, this is why he had a little bit of an injury played pre-season, but this was a guy, former Team GB, former Olympian, averaged 15 points a game last year for Newcastle Eagles. So again, a guy like this with British Basketball League experience is so imperative for the success of this Gladiators team.
Local product coming out of Edinburgh. Well, I'll tell you right now, Caledonia looks pretty strong. I like the fact that they can run that set offense that Gareth Murray has put in place, that they can hit it from outside if they need it. Oh, and that is just insult to injury as Faro Ali Hodges puts back the miss.
Well, that was just a real man at work there. See, Faro Ali Hodges just reacted first and used his strength to put that one back in. 14-point deficit now.
Cameron Gooden goes to work. Quick man on the baseline. They needed that in a big-time way. Every basket important now for Surrey. You cannot go to that half double-digit deficit.
Well, you see, they're struggling to score in the half-court set, so whenever they get those fast break opportunities, you see them trying to run the basketball back down as quickly as possible. On that occasion, Cam Gooden benefited.
Good ball movement for the Gladiators. They find the open man and knocks it down. When your big man can step out there, Trent Buttrick at 6'9", and just stroke the 3 with ease.
Yes, that's an asset to have. And Caledonia also have one in Jordan Hunt, but hasn't quite got going yet.
Inside, good work there. Nice play as Gooden's able to find Jordan Hunt on the inside. 6'9" out of New Zealand. Played his college ball at Southern Oregon for the Raiders. Coming off a good performance against a loss at Sheffield. 15.7 rebounds.
Yeah, and he was the player they went to in the fourth quarter late as well, so Jordan Hunt's going to have a big role in this team.
Wow. Those are, that's not a shooter-friendly bounce right there. I thought he'd get the home court roll, but remember, this is the first night in this beautiful new arena. Beautiful drive with the teardrop and the fall. Jaron Quinn Cooper out of Covington, Louisiana, coming off a 5-point performance. Good to see him get on the board as the Scorchers needed that hoop. 34-23, staying around. Trailing by 11. Some brave guards in this league. I tell you what, you travel in amongst the tall trees, you get whacked over the head with a branch. So with 6:47 to play in the first half, 34-23, Caledonia on top. We sit it down courtside, and Drew Lasker.
Thanks, Todd. I'm here with Oscar Baldwin. This place is amazing. Describe this atmosphere for the fan.
So, I mean, the atmosphere, it's not like anywhere you've ever been before, honestly. All the hard work that the production team has put into this night and the work that's been going on the past 5-6 months, to get a finished product like this is really something special. I can't believe it.
And you can see they got the razzmatazz. They cut the lights off on us. But we've been talking about Ian DeBose, 5 points there in the first quarter. Talk about how he's slowly taking the reins of this team.
I mean, so Ian's been killing it. This guy works so hard every single day on and off the court. And I mean, you see all the hard work they put in, it's just reflected on the court. So he's really taking these guys to the top. You better watch out for him.
And speaking on the court, when can we expect to see you back on the court?
So that'll probably be another couple of weeks of a small patella tendon there. So a couple more weeks and we should be good. Looking forward to it.
We can't wait to see you out there. Thanks for your time, Oscar. Back to you, Todd.
All right, thank you, Drew. Thank you, Oscar. Oscar at 6'10", the center out of Sheffield, England. They would love to get him back in his versatility. We were loving just to be able to see Drew Lasker there. That poor timing on the lighting, but man, that is a nice facility. I don't know why you'd ever want to turn the lights out.
Well, I thought we were doing that concealing of the identity.
There you go.
If we didn't give our names out, we would have got away with it.
Mysterious resume. Drew Lasker on the left, Oscar Baldwin on the right. We appreciate his time. There you see Gareth Murray in his 4th season as the head coach of the Gladiators. Interesting fact about Gareth Murray, a former player coach. You played in the league. Can you imagine being a player coach?
I cannot know. It's sometimes it was difficult to breathe and sit up straight when going into a timeout, let alone direct the team. But Gareth Murray did it, and did it successfully. And now he's got full focus on coaching, and well, it paid him a piece of silverware last year in the British Basketball League trophy.
Yeah, it was great to see them get that trophy win. A huge moment for the folks at Caledonia. See Josh Steele trying to get the offense going, and those rims haven't been broken in properly, right? I mean, they just need to loosen up a bit.
Caledonia doing an excellent job of protecting the paint.
Yep.
In every half-court set defensively, they've contested and they've challenged every single shot. Hence why Surrey Scorchers have only got 23 points to date.
When you look at Surrey and the makeup of the team they have right there, what are they lacking? I know they're looking for a big win here for Coach Lloyd Gardner. They don't want to go down 0-3. What do they need, do you think, as far as the way they play their game? Is it a change of approach or just basically knocking down the shots?
It's really difficult to say and comment on it this early in the season because, of course, they're the only team at the moment without a win, but it's such a small sample size. Yeah. And I don't look at this Surrey Scorchers team and think, oh, goodness me, this team's going to be in trouble. They're significantly better than they were last year. But it goes back to chemistry, right? You can have the pieces to a puzzle, but if chemistry doesn't quite work, then of course, the results are going to be indicative of that.
And it's a quick season in the British Basketball League. I mean, if you're only playing, 36 games plus obviously the trophy and then some international play, you got to jump quickly.
Yeah, comparative to the 82 season of the NBA, of course.
That is a monster. Great defense there by Josh Steele with the block, and he brings away the fast break. He'll get it right back for an open 3. Oh, just off the rim, still can't convert as the substitution comes in as Saquon Jamison getting back into the game. The big rebound machine for Surrey. See if he can bring an inside presence now with 5:45 to play in the first half.
They did an excellent job on him, by the way. Really boxed out. They've made an extra effort to make sure they located him. He's on 0 rebounds at the moment.
How about this matchup? Oh, that is just tough. Tough shot as Trent Buttrick gets it to fall.
Wow, he's had such a positive impact in this game.
Great job by Cameron Gooden. Shortest man on the court comes right back at the 2 bigs and gets the harm and the bucket.
Intelligent play again. You see the play before. When Buttrick scores the ball, as soon as the ball goes through the net, the ball's inbounded quickly. Surrey Scorchers have pushed the ball so quickly. In the blink of an eye, you've got Cam Gooden already attacking the rim. So Surrey Scorchers have identified they need to attack the rim before the Caledonia defense sets up. When the defense sets up, Surrey Scorchers have found it very difficult to get anything good at the rim.
Yeah, that's a tough shot to defend. Going back to Buttrick's shot over Saquon Jamison, that's Dirk Nowitzki-esque. Little head fake and then the step back, and man, you have to be like a Victor Wembanyama to get up to block that one. Gooden unable to hit the and one, so it remains a 36-27. Surrey sticking around. Remember, we talked about them staying within single digits if they had a deficit going to the half, and they're doing just that. Wasn't sure if that was a lob pass or an intended shot, but it stays with the Gladiators. Clock resets. DeBose right down the middle with a little English, can't get it to fall. Those are those new rims we were talking about.
Yeah, brand new. That one squeaked out, didn't it?
Oh, Robinson can't get his to fall, and it goes out of bounds as it went into the hands of Patrick Whelan. Unfortunately, he was out of bounds.
Yeah, but you see what Justin Robinson was trying to do. That intention was to attack again as quickly as possible.
36-27, Caledonia on top. We'll be back to Scotland after this short break. Back in Scotland, Gareth Murray's Gladiators have a 9-point lead over the visiting Surrey Scorchers with 4:51 to play here in the first half. Todd Harris, Ant Row with you on Sky Sports. So far, Caledonia seems like they are operating the way they want to operate their offense, and Surrey's just kind of hanging around.
Yeah, it's been the dictation at the moment from the Caledonian. Jameson gets his first rebound here, something that they've mitigated very well in this game so far.
Surrey desperately needing a stop here as we go under 4.5 minutes to play in the first half. Surrey went on a 7-0 run as they trailed early in this game to take a lead when it was still in single digits, and since then it has been all Caledonia. But give credit to Surrey and that squad. They have not given up. They have not folded up. They are sticking around for the long haul on opening night here at Play Sport Arena, as the motivated Gladiators would like to come away with an opening night win. Gooden pulls the trigger quickly off the front of the rim, doesn't get it to fall. Buttrick will rip it away.
Another quick shot there.
Yeah.
Cam Gooden just trying to get himself going, but wasn't able to knock that one down, sneaking in behind that screen.
On the drive, loses the handle. They'll set it up again with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Pull away, and this time it gets the shooter's roll.
Patrick Whelan. Well, it's just quality just oozing through there, and Zania tabbed him, the assassin, and that's exactly what he does. He'll kill you so quietly.
Looking for Cooper on the outside, who has feet all set to go. A great defensive play there by Whelan, who had the shot, got it to fall down there to push the lead to 39-27. 12-point lead, under 3.5 to play here in the first half. And we've got a timeout on the floor, so head coach Lloyd Gardner would like to talk about this one before this thing gets away. We got great basketball coming up all week long on the British Basketball League. Of course, you can always see the highlights on the YouTube channel. Good one on Friday night, and we've got the Bristol Flyers and the Sheffield Sharks. I would say those are two pretty evenly matched teams. I know Bristol struggled early. They've got some talent on that squad.
Yeah, I don't know which way that's going to go.
Yep.
It's one of those ones as well where, you know, who's going to trump who earliest in this season. Interesting encounter.
Let's see what happens there. That's 7:20 on YouTube. Also on Friday, 7:35, it'll be the Newcastle Eagles taking on the Leicester Riders. Now, these are two teams that a lot of people think may be the teams that could give the London Lions problems down the stretch.
Yeah, these will be, you know, top three finishes, and then a rich history as well between those two.
And of course, on Saturday, we got more coming your way from the British Basketball League as these same Surrey Scorchers will take on the surprising Cheshire Phoenix. Good squad there as well.
We'll see if it's going to be their first win they're looking for after today.
Man, they need one bad. Of course, they've got Cheshire on Saturday, and then next week they travel to Leicester. And then you see on Sunday the London Lions, fresh off that big win in Europe. They take on the Manchester Giants. And Plymouth City will round things out against the Bristol Flyers. So no rest for the weary. It is constant ball, and that's the way we like it.
Oh, it took you a whole quarter to get through the fixtures.
I tell you what, I was going to ask for an extra timeout. Long range 3 there, and it's going to be a foul away, and they're going to get Saquon Jamison on this one on the hold.
Well, you see the frustrations there possibly leaking through there. He's trying to get positioning. But Caledonia, again, they've done a good job so far of neutralizing his activity on the boards.
12-point lead, 3:21 to play here in Scotland. Longest road trip of the year for the Surrey Scorchers. Nice steal there. Jamison making amends for his last foul, leaves it, and nice putback. So well done teaming up with Justin Robinson on the give and the alley-oop. Makes it a 10-point with 3 to go.
This Surrey team is going to get a lot in transition. You see that big man hands the ball off to the point guard. It was transition 101. Good enough space in there. Andrew Lawrence just threw it up. Jamison finished it off.
And you see the points of the players on right now. Buttrick, Alihodzic, DeBose, and Whelan, the top scorers for Coach Murray's Gladiators. I just want to know how Coach Whelan player coached with that beard. That's tough, getting around that. It's like battling ZZ Top on the open court. Well done.
I think it definitely fits his personality too.
Yeah, he has a look on his face of, fellas, we could be putting these guys away and we're just letting them hang around. You know better than anyone, bad things happen when you let a team hang around. Dumps inside. Jamison loses the handle, and here come the Gladiators. Will they run? Happy to pull back and run that set offense. On the dribble drive, drops into the big man. Nice drop step there and in. 2 more points for Clifton Moore Jr.
Nice feed inside there from Jovovich and Clifton Moore Jr. Patience there, pump fake, step through. Nice looking shot.
Go inside out. Josh Steele on the drive. He goes up and over, a little hard off the glass, stays with the big man on rebounds. Jamison, yeah, that's when he gets that deep in the post, that's tough.
He is up tough, isn't he? And just like that, he's got 5 rebounds personal. There wasn't so long ago we were saying he hadn't had a rebound yet, and he's a guy who has such strength and energy on the boards.
The next
nice
2 minutes.
Offensive rebound and put back there.
Sorry about that. Next 2 minutes, huge for Lloyd Gardner's Scorchers. They've cut it back to 10. I want to go back to Jamison a little bit. He has done such a great job this year rebounding, as Azania and Jordan talked about in the studio. But is rebounding an art? I mean, you look at guys like Rodman and Charles Barkley, not the biggest guys out there, but they somehow managed to get the rebounds.
Yeah, I think so, and I think it's something you mentally commit to as well. I mean, look, I wasn't the most flashiest or finesse player, but I led my conference in rebounds, and rebounding was something, a trade that I took pride in, and I knew it would add value to your team. So, yeah, I think so. I mean, to call it a skill,
a lost art.
Yes, I think it's one of those ones, isn't it? But there's no accident that you average 12 rebounds a game like Jamison does. He's obviously doing something very right.
Patrick Whelan coming off the top, catches the ball exactly where he wants it, and drills the 3, and that is just a moral, just crushes you. 92 seconds to play. You're even at 10 down, and now you're 13 down.
Yeah, and you're right. It can be demoralizing, but Surrey here, they've got to be careful. They've got 90 seconds here of this half. They've got to stay positive. You don't want to go in, 16, 17-point hole.
They're going to get the loose ball foul that time on Princeton Onwas. 6'6" forward out of Houston, Texas, was doing battle there with Jordan Hunt, and they're going to give the foul to Princeton. Shot clock at 14, easy bucket. Josh Steele puts it in.
Wow, speaking of breakdowns, a rare breakdown there from Gladiators, and Josh Steele says thank you very much for an open layup.
Coming up on a minute to play, Caledonia is going to run their offense, and that time tipped away, steal, and a good opportunity now for Surrey to try to get back within 10. Got to get a quality shot here. Robinson likes the look of this one. Why not?
Wow. You see, Justin Robinson, the clever thing he did there, he used that screen. He didn't attack.
Yep.
He knew there'd be some space created there. Took his time, knocked it down. Big play.
And that is a 5-point swing for the Scorchers, and they've now got it back down to 8. 45 seconds to play here in the first half. Caledonia on the drive. Good defense there for my money, but the officials call the foul as Mihajlo Jovicic will go to the line now with 42 seconds to play in the first half.
I agree, Todd. I thought Andrew Lawrence did a great job of staying there side on. He swipes down, but there's a lot of ball there.
I have a feeling that Jovovic does not agree with us.
Oh, I would disagree with him.
Steps up calmly and knocks it down. 9-point lead. He can make it 10 if he hits this one. These next possession is going to be huge for Surrey. Got to get a quality open shot like they did moments ago with Justin Robinson knocking down a 3. Hits them both. So back to 10 points. 42 seconds to play here in the first half in Scotland. Robinson handling the ball out top. Hunt. Lawrence. Beautiful pass inside and can't finish. Jordan Hunt wanted a foul. Looks like he took a body shot. Of course, Jamison there in the mix-up with the rebound.
I mean, that's what he does an excellent job at. You know, we credit him for the massive amounts of rebounds that he collects, but how many of those ones does he affect with his presence just being there? On that occasion, he gets his team another possession because he's going after the boards, and Moore Jr. has to fight and scrap to even secure it.
Timeout on the floor with 24.6 seconds to play in the half. 46-36. Caledonia leads it by 10. Todd Harris, Ant Rowe with you here on Sky Sports British Basketball League Game of the Week. Glad to have you with us. Opening night here at the Play Sport Arena. Beautiful arena. If the Gladiators, job one is to get the win. You cannot take a loss on opening night.
You cannot, and so far it's a beautiful evening for them. They're up by 10 and things are going well. You feel that the atmosphere in here is electrifying as well, but look, there's a whole other half of basketball to go, and they're against a hungry team waiting to get their first win of the season.
And put your coaching hat on if you're in the Surrey Scorchers. What are you looking for in this play? You've got 14 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, I want something in and around the rim. Maybe not to get an initial shot because I've got a Justin Robinson or I've got Andrew Lawrence that are confident looking to post up or shoot the three-point shot.
And of course, Jamison's always there for a rebound potential. So do you try to get a 2-for-1, a quick shot here, then possibly get a defensive stop and get another crack at it? Or do you play this one for, this is probably our last possession?
If I'm the Surrey Scorchers coach, I am not picky or choosy. I just want the ball to go in the basket, set up on defense, get into halftime in single-digit deficit.
All right, 10-point lead. We'll see what they draw up as Lloyd Gardner and his squad retake the court. Again, it's Surrey in the light blue, Caledonia in the dark blue. 24.6 seconds. More importantly, 14 seconds on the shot clock, so plenty of time. And I got to think Justin Robinson's going to factor into this play somehow. Robinson will trigger the inbound. Andrew Lawrence, triggering the inbound. Josh Steele now with it. Shot clock at 9. Lawrence with the ball. Lawrence drives, beautiful 15-footer, and drills it. So perfectly executed, just the way Coach Gardner drew it up. And Caledonia is going to call a timeout, or are they? It looked like Patrick Whelan was calling for a timeout there. So Lawrence will step off. Gooden will step in for defense. And it should be, shot clock should be off. 12.2 seconds now. Caledonia with 5. Whelan on the drive, loses it, and this is an opportunity. 2 seconds left. Robinson lets it fly, and just off. So a lot of momentum for the Scorchers, despite the fact that they go into the locker room down by 8, and this could be much worse.
Yeah, of course, and I think that's exactly what you wanted. When Lloyd Gardner was in the timeout with his troops, he would have wanted exactly that. Score the basketball, get back, get a stop, get to the half in single-digit deficit.
So it is a 46-38 lead for Caledonia on opening night here at the Play Sport Arena. Welcome to the amphitheater as they go off the court thinking about what could have been, and it could have been a lot worse had they turned it over. A three-pointer had dropped for Robinson. Right now we sit it down on the court. Drew Lasker standing by with Ian DeBose.
Hey, Ian, a healthy 8-point lead going into the half. What's working for you guys collectively?
Just getting second chance points has been a really opportunity for us to get some points on the board, and we defended pretty well. So if we can keep our defense up and get more rebounds, we'll be all right.
And being in such a new venue, what have you guys had to adjust to being in here?
A little bit, but the energy is amazing. The fan support is amazing, and we're grateful to be here. So we're excited. We got a lot of energy behind us, for sure.
And what's going to be the coach's message in the locker room?
Definitely get on defensive rebounding, execute that, get a box out, and just finish some shots that we usually make. So and just play harder too. So.
Thanks for your time. Let's head back to the studio.
Well, there's a lot to talk about, and we will be back very soon with halftime analysis in the studio right after this. Continues to unfold here at the Play Sport Arena. Caledonia Gladiators in the lead. Here's the story of the half for you. Scores at 46-38. The Gladiators allowed Surrey Scorchers to get themselves into the game, but then started to find some rhythm. Andrew Lawrence has had a few things to say to keep Surrey around. But the defensive intensity for the Caledonia Gladiators enough to give them the advantage. Well, let's take a look at some of the halftime stats here in the studio. JT, what are we looking at right now?
Surrey Scorchers, man, three-point shooting has been awful for them all season. It continues to be a problem, as you mentioned. Part of that is on Caledonia and their defense. Part of that is on the shot selection and the decision making. But Andrew Lawrence, like you mentioned, has kind of kept pace 2 for 3 and has been good for him.
Well, 6 for 7 from downtown for the Caledonia Gladiators. Z, that's big time shooting from behind the line.
Yeah, that's big, but I want to talk about the Caledonian 11 turnovers to Surrey's 4. They need to clean up, they need to look after the ball, and some of those are really unforced, just kind of sloppy. Clean it up and come out in the second half.
Of course, we're following some players in this game, and one player we're following is Ian DeBose. At this moment in time, 5 points, a rebound, a steal, an assist. Not lighting up the stat sheet, but still making things work.
Yeah, relatively quiet half for him, but only in 9 minutes. And, like we said, the engine makes things go, and that's what he's done. He set the table for everybody. Very balanced half from Caledonia in general, and he got him off to that start. 7-0 start, pretty much set up by him. He's taking smaller guards in the post. He's living in the paint. A little bit more LeBron than D-Wade, but he's been very good for him either way.
Well, of course, it's important that he's given his teammates opportunities to let their game flow, and we've seen one of their teammates do that. That's Trent Buttrick. He's having a great game, 9 points, 6 rebounds. He's had a quiet couple of first games, but now he's starting to show us what he's made of.
Yeah, he was on our scouting report when we played them as a shooter, and I was honest. I got to be honest. I didn't see it, but obviously he's proving me wrong and making me look silly. He's stepping out, knocking down threes. He's hitting turnaround jumpers. He's rebounding the basketball, 6 rebounds. Most importantly, he's helped neutralize Saquon Jamison on the offensive glass a little bit.
And I think he's just being aggressive. He's looking for his shot. You can see poise, taking the hit, taking the physical hit, and then just scoring. But I like his intensity, and he needs to be this player for this team.
And he's letting everybody know it's too early to write players off this season, without a doubt. Now, Andrew Lawrence, he's the one saving hope at this moment in time. He's got 10 points, 3 assists to his name. Anomaly for Surrey Scorchers right now.
Yeah, we kind of didn't talk about him, right? But a well-respected player. But let's talk about their bench as well. And those 10 points, they have 20 points off of the bench and his 10 points. Aggressive also, but also just being assertive. You can see he's kind of taking it upon himself to score, and I like it. I like his offense. We kind of a little bit disrespected him and not putting him up there, and he showed us, hey, don't forget about me.
Well, the Scorchers having trouble getting into the paint and scoring around the rim. That's a real trouble for them tonight, JT.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about it before the game. They get in the paint. The decision-making just isn't there. Cam Gooden's been very aggressive. As Azania mentioned, Andrew Lawrence has been great off the bench, and shout out Coach Gardner to get a second veteran point guard, and he does for that second unit what Justin Robinson does for the first, and that's always nice to have.
Well, of course, it's time for a little bit of a break, and we'll be back straight after this. Welcome back to British Basketball League action, live on Sky Sports, where the Caledonia Gladiators are in the lead against the Surrey Scorchers. 46-38 the score, and so far it's been an electric atmosphere at the home of the Gladiators. However, they will be hoping to make this arena a fortress.
If you were to say to me even 12 months ago, European basketball, own arena, I think I'd have just laughed at you, to be honest. About 12 months ago, we were approached by the BBC, who were interested in filming a sports documentary.
It's make or break for Scotland's only professional men's basketball.
From where the club was and during that documentary series to where the club is now, this place wasn't even built. We're talking 5-6 months later, we're in our own facility. It means a lot to the club. We can now build something. This is a natural home for us.
This is literally our home, which is a great feeling, and it's something that I think we can use to our advantage.
This is a club for all of Scotland. If you look at the seats, we've got the St Andrew's Cross, obviously, very firmly emblazoned on them.
Every team that comes up here has to hate coming to Glasgow or coming to East Kilbride. They know that they step on that court, it's never going to be an easy game, and we want to come out with a win every time, protect our home court.
I'm here with Caledonia Gladiators owner Steve Timoney. Steve, this place is amazing. Is this just the beginning of your ambitions that you have for this franchise?
Well, that's the plan. We call this our amphitheatre, which is one stop short from our Coliseum. Over the next few years, we'll work out exactly what we want to do, and we'll build something a bit bigger than this, but not a bad starting point. We put it together from a standing start in 5 months, and it's miraculous that we actually got there. So I'm delighted to start we got off to, but it's part one of the plan. Part two of the plan is an academy and a bigger arena.
And I heard you talk about the sword. It looked like it could cause a little bit of damage, but what does that represent?
Well, we use the sword as a symbol that unites us. I mean, when we're trying to bring out the best in our players, I want to just have a symbol that reminds them of why they play basketball, and it's steeped in the love of their family and the love of their own people. And we use that sword to bring that performance out. That's the idea. Hopefully it works. That marks me as a custodian of the sword for the season. I pass it down to my head coach, and he passes it on to his captain, and they look after the sword while we're in season.
Well, you guys are doing great things for British basketball. Congratulations. Back to the studio.
Well, there we're hearing from Steve Timoney. Of course, it looks amazing from where we are, and I can only imagine it's even better in the arena. You know, what is this doing for the game of British basketball, this infrastructure?
Yeah, huge. And just shout out to them, because to build something as beautiful as that in such short time is incredible. And for him to talk about they're going bigger, they're going better, an even bigger arena. Great steps for British basketball and up in Scotland.
Of course, JT, you've been playing all over the world. This is important now. You're here supporting the British game by, accepting a contract to play for the London Lions. It's great to be able to play in arenas that you're used to playing all over the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the first things you think of when you sign in a place, you think of, where am I going to be playing? Mostly your home arena, but the arenas around the country. So, I mean, to have someone such as Mr. Timoney being able to build stadiums like that and build excitement around the league and the country and around the game is only great for players in the future of the league.
Well, it is week 4 of the British Basketball League, and you have had your chance to vote for the player and coach of the month, the Moulton player and Moulton coach of the month. Now, you've got to check into Inside the Paint for our in-depth preview program, where you'll hear the results of who will be selected. That live on the British Basketball League YouTube channel, available from tomorrow. So, who do you think is in the running, Zania? I'm going to come to you first.
Okay. Coach, I'm going to go with your coach, Coach Božić, the Serbian king, just because they're 5-0. He's come in, a new coach, a new team, and I think he's done a wonderful job being undefeated to start the season.
Okay, so now she's left you now with the player, JT. You got to be quick.
Yeah, I mean, you know who I'm going to pick, man. Matthew Morgan. That's an easy answer for me. I've never played with a player where I can literally just pass the ball and kind of stand on the court and kind of watch him do his thing as if it's 4-on-5. I'm dancing back down the court as he's getting buckets. He might even pass it to me. I might not even be there because he might pass it to me and somehow make the shot himself. He's amazing. So, but also shout out Aaron Rod. He's been great for Cheshire, and we'll see who wins.
Well, we will see, but there's more action now. It's second half commentary with Todd Harris and Anthony Rowe. Let's get back to the Placeborn Arena.
All right, thank you, Tahir, Zania, and Jordan. Appreciate the insight. And I tell you what, that interview at the half with Steve Timoney, And that's big news. I mean, this arena, they put it up, and it's like, we're not stopping here. We're going to continue to build.
Well, progress is a word I am, firmly associating with the Caledonia Gladiators. And wow, yeah, they haven't even enjoyed a first win in the new building. They're already planning to build a bigger one.
All right, let's cut it down to the matter at hand. Caledonia does have a lead of 8 points, but they gave away a lot of points in that first half. What do you think head coach Gareth Murray said to his fellows, especially if he had the sword in hand?
I think the sword would have been swinging. He would have been really upset with the manner in which his team looked after the basketball. 11 turnovers, way too high.
Way too many turnovers, and they let Surrey just kind of hang around as we continue on here in the second half. This is much the way that Caledonia started the first half, using their offense, great passing, great penetration, and it looks like they'll send Patrick Whelan to the line.
He makes it look easy sometimes. Hard dribble, left-hand dribble to the center there, and gets the bump, almost gets it to go.
And on the other side of the court, I mean, Lloyd Gardner, they are down by 8, but they could have been down. I mean, we talked about this. They could have been up by 20, and here they are still in the game. What do you think he tells his squad?
Yeah, you know what? Good resilience from the Surrey Scorchers. You say, Todd, they had a very vulnerable point in the game where the crowd's hyped. They're active today. It seemed like Caledonia were going to shoot themselves into a very, very healthy lead, but the Scorchers did enough there just to prevent that and scrap their way back in the game. I think Lloyd Gardner will be encouraged by his team's finished of the first half.
So it stays a 9-point lead. Cameron Gooden brings the ball up for the Surrey Scorchers, who do not want to see that lead balloon to 14 points again. Like to keep this to single digits and less if they can get back into this one. Of course, we saw them against Sheffield get it to overtime. They have the firepower to do it, but they got to find a way to hit their shots, and this is a great way to start things off. Lean on your 2-time BBL MVP, Justin Robinson.
Wow, that was right in the grill of the contested Onwas, who's 6'7", so he's a few inches bigger than Justin Robinson, who confidently knocks it down.
Deep range 3 doesn't go, and back come the Scorchers with an opportunity now to cut it under 6. Wayne goes right to the basket, can't finish, ball taken away, back come the Gladiators. Ooh, an up and under, and they're going to get Mohammed on the foul. So a 6-point lead, 8:50 to play in the third. You know what we haven't seen yet? And this is going to be a trivia question. No dunk yet. Who's going to be the first person to dunk in the amphitheater?
Wow, yeah, we haven't, have we?
I know.
I like that foul, by the way, Todd. You don't give up an easy layup. It's a hard foul, but not so aggressive where it's going to get caught for a sportsman like.
I'm completely ready to unleash my very best Gladiator lines. Are you not entertained? On my signal, unleash hell. Whatever I have to do to get the Russell Crowe and these guys out, it'll come. It'll come.
Very good, Todd. Very good.
Gareth Murray looking on, hoping that his Gladiators can put away the Scorchers. They've had a lead as high as 14. And that one drops. So 49-41, back to 8 points. 8:50 to play here in the third. Lucas Palizza hitting both of his shots after the up and under attempt. Empty possessions for the Scorchers have to be eliminated. Great defense there on the outside. Pocket pick by Onwas.
Wow, all defensive team of the year last year and showing us all why.
Whelan feeling that one. I think the fans would have been out of their seat inside the amphitheater. He buried that 3. There's the stat you were talking about. 11 turnovers for the Gladiators. You can't have that. Outside shot doesn't fall.
Interesting decision to pass the ball out. Fort Jameson had really good inside position there, and Scorchers 5 for 21 from the 3-point line.
Oh, beautiful footwork there. Ollie Hodges can't get it to go. Ball knocked out. It'll go back to the Scorchers. So a little helter-skelter pace, not a lot of rhythm here. Ollie Hodges thinks it should belong to them, and the men in, what is that color tonight? Is that burgundy? Got the burgundy official tops. Okay, I can live with that. Opening night, you obviously got to wear your best duds, right? Come on. Ooh, contested 3, and the foul is called, so that will send Justin Robinson to the line to shoot 3.
Wow, he almost very nearly got that one to go. 4-point play with a 3-pointer and 1. You see him coming off the curl there, and You can see the urgency from Patrick Whelan. He doesn't want to allow Justin Robinson to get hot.
They talked a lot about this in the offseason, protecting the shooter, allowing them to go up and come down with that throw without being impeded or worried about stepping on a foot, because that's usually where we get the big high ankle sprains. And I know a lot of times shooters, I know it's hard to believe this, sometimes they will act a little bit to try to draw that foul, but in that case I think there was some serious contact made. They're going to protect the shooter.
Yeah, I think a good call. And you mentioned the high sprain injuries there as well. I mean, this is a guy that spent the whole last year out of injury. This is an incredible story, and he's 35 years old. He was once a two-time MVP of the British Basketball League. So Justin Robinson, for a lot of the fans who've watched the game over the last decade, this is a British icon. This is his comeback story, and performance so far this season. He's showed us a trip down memory lane.
His game may have changed just a little bit at 36, but he has the composure, he has the leadership that head coach Lloyd Gardner is going to have to lean on this year.
I think so.
Big answer back. Palisa with a three.
That's a big one, and that's what Caledonia have done. They popped up with a three-point shot just to sort of carve the run there.
Kick out. Wang thought about it. On the dribble drive. Finds Gooden, who loses the handle momentarily. He was ready to pull the trigger. Drives up and under, dishes it up, scoop, nothing there. Shot clock, and just ran out of time. Gooden's shot did not make contact with the rim, and that's why it was not reset.
Yeah, good energy from Scorchers, but even better there from Caledonia there on the defensive end. The resistance was excellent. Good on-ball defense there from Onwas again. All defensive play. You can see why he was a candidate in that team selection, because a superb defender.
8-point lead. Palisa feeling good on this side and just comes up short on that one. Balls bounces around. Scorchers will hold on to it. Big opportunity now for Surrey. Robinson on the step back. They go inside. Jamison trying to back down Palisa, and they're not going to give him the continuation. He's unable to finish it, but he will go to the line too. Someone that big, that strong, he gets that deep in the post, you got to get help.
Yeah, and Jamison's one of these guys you look to pass out. We saw it a few plays before. So, he's already got a foot in the paint there. A couple dribbles here, but you're right. For someone with that power, you'd want him to be a tad bit more aggressive.
And it's not like Palisa's small. He's 6'8" as well, so it was before the shot was enacted, so it's an inbound for the Scorchers. For my money, what I'm seeing, and you correct me, Ant, because you played in the league for X amount of years, Surrey seems like when they get in their offensive set, it's one guy handling the ball and everyone's standing. There's not a lot of movement.
Yeah, it has been that, especially in the half-court set, and, what that does is it makes everyone else stagnant, and it makes the defense not have to work as hard as well. So you want to pass that ball on a little bit more, and just Robinson again, just off the mark there, but he's looking for that shot. He's maintaining aggressive.
Wang on the drive, beautiful finger roll, can't get it to go, and Caledonia will take it away. Back they come. Leading by 8, 6:10 to go in the third. Wheeling on the wing is always a good option. Still looking for the first dunk here at the Play Sport Arena. Oh, I thought we might get it there as Clifton Moore Jr. thought about it. You know who would have dunked that? Anthony Rowe. He would have put it back with a thunderous jam.
No, I might say Clifton Moore Jr.
I feel like I need to offer someone a prize for getting that first dunk. Nice tip in there. Jamison able to put it in. I feel like we should say, hey, fellas, as we approach this fourth, if no one's got a dunk yet, Azania Stewart will take someone's sneaker shopping for the first dunk. That seems fair, doesn't it? With her credit card.
Pretty good incentive, yeah.
Oh,
I can't believe it.
I'd go down there and dunk for that.
You got one in your top?
Yeah. 5:23 to play in the third. 10-point lead. Caledonia on top. Is this the point where they try and blow this open? Remember, they had a 14-point lead in the first half. Couldn't get rid of the Surrey Scorchers. They cut it to 8 at halftime. Here we are at the 10-point lead. But again, Surrey just hanging around. I'm telling you, if this thing gets down to the last 4 or 5 minutes and they're within 5 or 6 points, I think Caledonia is seriously going to have a little bit of a worry.
Yeah, I mean, when you're the road team, you just want to put yourself in a position to win a ball game. And at the moment, Surrey are just doing enough to stick around.
14 on the shot clock. Plenty of time to get off a good quality bucket. Jordan Hunt back into the game for the Scorchers. Lawrence, and they're going to call him for the travel. He was defended closely by Princeton Onwas.
it's frustrating for Coach Lord Gardner because he's got a really big lineup at the moment.
Yeah.
He's got Shankwan Jameson and Hunt on at the same time. So you can see Andrew Lawrence off that screen. He's wanting to input the ball inside, which he should be able to give to Hunt there, who's being guarded by point guard.
Good call, lifted the right foot. Back over to the Gladiators. 5 minutes to play now. 10-point lead for the home team. Hop step, intercepted, well done by Wang as he comes back and helps on the backside defense.
Wow, what a pogo stick, came from nowhere.
Look at this, and he's going to take it all the way to the rack. Ball knocked away. It will stay with the Scorchers. Fours across the board. 4:44 to play in this one. We've got a good one brewing in Scotland as Caledonia looks to open up Play Sport Arena in style with a win. Ten-point ball game here in Scotland. 4:44 to play in the third period. Todd Harris alongside Ant Rowe. Glad to have you with us here on Sky Sports British Basketball League Game of the Week as Caledonia breaks in their new arena, Play Sport Arena. As we heard from their owner, Steve Timoney, this is just the start of things to come in Scotland. Big possession here, would you say, Ant, for the Surrey Scorchers?
Yeah, they're still trying to close that gap, and every single time they make a little run, the Caledonia Gladiators have been able to respond with a triple or a score of their own.
Oh, beautiful shot. Andrew Lawrence buries it.
Wow.
The pride of Woking now gets it down to a 7-point lead. 4.5 to play in the third.
Showing his quality. 13 points personal now for Andrew Lawrence.
Oh, and a turnover. Untimely. Not that there's ever a good time for a turnover, but that one, wow, it just stokes the fire of the momentum for the Surrey Scorchers and head coach Lloyd Gardner. Substitutions coming. Josh Steele stepping in. Last week, Josh Steele is where Jordan Taylor was, helping us out with a little insight commentary from the studio. Now he is firmly focused on buckets and taking down Gladiators.
Athletes these days, so versatile.
I know. Multitaskers. This is Justin Robinson handling the ball. This is the guy you wanted from Lloyd Gardner. Two-time British Basketball League MVP. He's got one of the best rebounders out there as well. Unfortunately, he's on the deck right now. Back in the hands of Robinson. Robinson surveying the field. Step back, pop. Can't get it to drop. Ball kept alive nicely. Hunt goes to work. Can't get it to fall, but he's going to be bailed out with a foul.
Oh, I like that, though. He's going with size.
Yeah.
You've got 6'9" Hunt there. And we're all looking at Jameson. Where's Jameson going to snag the offensive rebound? No, it's the 6'9" center Hunt. Man from New Zealand.
He just stays active. Buttrick doing a great job on the defense, and it's there on the foul, so he will go to the line and shoot two. Ooh, again. Got to break those rims in. Not getting the shooter's roll. Misses the front end of the two. cut it to a 6-point lead if he can hit the second one. There you go. Just what we ordered. And we want us a close game down the line, and we got a 6-point ball game here in Scotland.
We've got a good game. You know, both teams are, you can tell the competitive nature and the intensity is starting to turn up a little bit as well. The closer we get to the end of that fourth quarter.
Caledonia looking for the open man on the wing. Tough shot with a man in his face, and who's going to get the rebound? Of course, Mr. Jameson. Robinson could have pulled the trigger if he wanted to. Looks for a better shot. Lawrence on the drive, finds Robinson on the wing. Robinson has to give it back to Lawrence. Shot clock only at 11. Josh Steele. Boom! Wow. And now it is a 3-point game. 3:15 to play in the third. I told you, those Surrey Scorchers, bad politician, just won't go away.
I love their lineup at the moment, Tom.
Yeah.
They've got 2 point guards and 2 centers, and it's working. You've got Josh Steele there in the corner to spread the floor. Wow.
Look at those offensive rebounds. 16 to Surrey, 8 to Caledonia. Oh, and 1. Well done, Clifton Moore Jr.
Great work from the point guard there. Jovic just threading that needle through, and it was the, if you got a foul, you got to foul hard. It was a
get your money's worth.
And one.
So Caledonia stops the proverbial bleeding at the moment. But I'll tell you what, Surrey was on a run. Here it is one more time. The isolation, finding Moore, always a good answer.
Yeah, he's going to be a very useful player for them, I think, if you get the ball in and around those danger areas, because not only is he long, athletic, and get to the rim, he's got that nice soft touch and he plays jump shot as well.
So it was a 3-point game, and now Caledonia trying to push that lead back up again. 2:45 to play. Hunt on the outside. Thought about the drive, kicks it back out. Steele couldn't handle it, a little high in the pass. This could be one of those 4-point swings right here, or 5-point if they get the bucket. Remember the last
Surrey
possession was a 3.
Haven't shot the ball particularly well, but turnovers have been somewhat limited for them. That's just their 8th turnover. That's the one really off that screen. When Hunt pops, you want to be a little bit more aggressive and look for the shot there.
Hunt drops down, baseline's open. Buttrick has it. Good help defense. Ball knocked away. And 2 players for the Scorchers collide. Robinson maintains possession. Steele on the wing. Drops up to Hunt. He drives, and they might be calling a goaltend here. Because there's definitely a foul. So, Ant, you're going to have to sort this one out.
I think he's called an offensive foul. This is the play before. Buttrick's inside. Hunt coming across a great block there for Hunt. Here they go, drop down. I think he's called offensive foul.
Oh, he did offensive. I thought he called the charge. So he's going to give him the bucket. And they called the block.
Block, wow.
So the block on Mihaila Jovicic, I think it was the right call. So well done by our officiating crew of Ian McDonald, Christopher Dodds, and Nicholas Nasi.
Yeah. It looked like he signaled it. I mean, you're right.
For the charge,
Don't know if...
And I think it was the idea that, obviously the ball had a potential of going in and then the hold on the rim. So the fans inside the amphitheater getting a little restless, and I say to them, are you not entertained? Because here we go, we've got a ball game. 3-point differential between Caledonia and Surrey as we approach 2 minutes to play in the third. Trying to christen the arena right with their owner in attendance. Caledonia needs a bucket here. Buttrick with a huge rebound.
He had a really good first half as well, Buttrick. They have to try and get him incorporated here now in the second half.
Whelan's been quiet as of late. Outside shot hard off the rim, back to the Scorchers. Robinson left wide open. Oh, he can't convert. Jovicic now. 90 seconds to play in the third. Bodies flying everywhere, and they're going to call offensive.
Turnover number 14 now for Caledonia.
Let's see where the foul is here. He's going to call that screen. Illegal screen.
I think it's a good call.
So So Josh Steele will inbound for the Scorchers. They trail just by 3. Minute 20 to play in the third, and then it is all on to the fourth. The final 10 minutes of ball here in Scotland. Sky Sports Game of the Week, British Basketball League. Where else are you going to be? Turnover there. And racing ahead, Caledonia will take that charity 2 and push their lead to 5.
There's communication again after the screen. It's like they don't know what's going on. Is the big man's going to roll or he's going to...
Oh, wow.
Flare, and this time illegal screen now from
Jordan Hunt, back-to-back illegal screen. Wait, we've got 2 illegal screens called, but not a dunk. Something's wrong with that picture. Oh, so with 58.2 seconds to go, it's 61-56, a little sloppy play over the last minute. We check back in the studio with Tahir Hajat, Azania Stewart, and Jordan Taylor. Folks, what do you make of this last 58 seconds?
Well, Todd, for me, we spoke about Coach Gardner saying he wanted to upset the Gladiators at home. And right now, they're doing a great job pushing to potentially win this game.
Yeah, Coach Gardner, shout out to him. Great adjustment there at the end of the first half. As Ant mentioned, he went big with Jamison and Hunt, and went with the experienced guards here in the second half with Lawrence and Robinson. And I think that experience has paid off. The shot selection's been better, the ball movement, all that on the second part of that third quarter, and they put themselves in a position to get a win on the road.
Hey, guys, what do you think in the fourth quarter? I mean, it's going to be a close one. Do you sense that Caledonia is going to feel a little bit of nerves and maybe the collar's going to get a little tight?
Yeah, well, they are at home. This is their new arena. They want to show out, show off. But for me, I think it's going to be about execution, adjusting to the refereeing. Obviously, a lot of charges and different calls have happened. But if Surrey can rebound and keep scoring like they have in this third quarter, they could potentially steal this win.
Yeah, and I don't think the nerves are going to kick in for Caledonia. They got veteran guys, but with Paliza and Ali Hozic and your man Ian DeBose, Todd, you mentioned he's from the basketball hub in North Carolina, and I know you might not be able to go back to LA after saying that, but it's I think they'll pull through. I think they'll get it together, but you know I like what Surrey's doing, putting that pressure on them, and we'll see where they go here.
Jordan, you know, ball don't lie. Give it up to the Tar Heel State. Nice fallback jumper there. So the final 20 seconds here in the third. We got a 63-58 ball game. Ant Rowe, I think we're in for a good fourth.
Oh, yes. I mean, this third quarter has been excellent. I think both teams have thrown their punches and both teams have been able to respond. So we are in for a cracking final 10 minutes of play.
Final seconds for Caledonia to push the lead by 2 more. Up and over. Won't fall. And just as time expires, the Gladiators get 2 more. Faro Ali Hodgett, who's had a big first half, answers back there doing the dirty work.
Wow, it's a strong move, isn't it? Willed the ball into the rim there. Nice play.
1 more quarter of play from the amphitheater and the newly christened Play Sport Arena. Will it go the way of the homestanding Gladiators, or will the Scorchers pull the upset? You're watching the British Basketball League on Sky Sports. final period of play as their owner, Steve Timoney, looks on in his brand new Play Sport Arena here outside of Glasgow, Scotland. 65-58, 10 minutes of ball left on Sky Sports British Basketball League Game of the Week. Todd Harris, Ant Rowe with you here as we get ready for a good one, and another foul being called, and this looks like an inadvertent play there, and Ian DuBose is favoring that right side of his neck. I don't know if he took a shot to the neck or...
Yeah, I thought almost an illegal screen here. DuBose definitely got the worst of it. Oh, I see the push on Jameson into the screen.
A lot of places I don't want to be. Taking a forearm from Saquon Jameson is also on that list.
No, thank you.
Jameson gives it back to Robinson. Remember, Surrey got it down to a 3-point lead, and that was hard off the glass, and Robinson just didn't have it. And it's going to be a loose ball foul, and it's going to go away of Elliot Bailey just checking in. Young man out of Crawley, UK.
Shot way off the mark here for Justin Robinson. We haven't said that much this evening. He's been one of the few players now that consistently knocked down.
Whalen. Big moment now for Caledonia. Can they assume the presence and put a big hoop on the board? Foul coming, and it's going to be charged to Saquon Jameson. He got full body on there, and unfortunately for him, Ian DuBose now goes to the line.
Great job there of DuBose there, coming off that screen and being aggressive. What I've liked about DuBose as well, it hasn't been, you know, sort of the free-flowing game we've accustomed to seeing. He's 1 assist and he's 3 for 8, 7 points, but he's still got that mental, I think, maturity as well. Like, you know, he seems like a fourth quarter player.
Yep.
And he's the guy that you'd want to put the ball in the hands of.
Coming off a 17-point performance versus London, who can throw all kinds of defenses at you. I just wonder if Surrey and Coach Gardner says this is one of the guys we have to stop, and so far they've done a pretty good job, as right now he only has 8 points. Make it 9. So the lead goes back up to 9. Under 9.5 to play. So the free throw percentage pretty even for both squads. Josh Steele with the ball, had it. Finds Robinson in the wing. He'll kick it back to Steele. Steele open for the 3. Oh, in and out. Steele hits that one probably more times than he misses, but this time can't get it to fall. Now a big defensive stand now for Surrey as the Gladiators look to punch the ticket. Oh, C opens wide, and Whalen says, yes, sir, I'll take that pass.
He's so good in those areas. You see him, a change of speed there. Instead of going directly to the rim, he shoots high off the glass. And, Josh Steele with a travel here. Should be a turnover for Surrey Scorchers.
Yeah, Steele thought he had him on the foul, and instead they call him on the shuffle of the feet. So 9:09 to play in the ball game, 67-58. And there you see the turnovers for Surrey starting to inch up. It was clearly in their favor earlier. They've had 2 or 3 bad ones here in the second half. Talking about those empty possessions, and when you've got the offense rolling and you've got momentum, and then it just comes to a screeching halt when you have just an unforced error. Yeah,
and great defense there. I thought the on-ball defense was pretty good, and the young British kid Bailey there steps across, puts his body on the line, and gets the boost to commit an offensive foul.
Number 7, Fraser Malcolm has checked into the game for head coach Gareth Murray, a local product from Falkirk, Scotland. Excellent outside shooter, so we'll see what he does. 67-58, 9-point lead, 9:09 to play in the ball game. Opening night here in Scotland, outside of Glasgow, Play Sport Arena. They call it the amphitheater. I love that because the new facility will be the Coliseum.
Now that's something.
Yeah,
very stoic about
multiple facilities with multiple names. Crunch time now, especially if you're a Surrey Scorcher fan. They are 0-2 on the season. They need a win in a big-time way. Coming off that shot, tough shot there as Cooper tried to force it. This looks like we got big man on big man crime, as both of them were looking to set up position there. Ali Hadjic and Saquon Jameson. They're going to get Jameson. shot up on the baseline, hits the top of the backboard. Kyle Johnson off the mark. Big possession here. They're all big at this point, and that's not a good sign as Robinson pulls up lame. Looks like he tweaked his ankle. Remember, he sat out all last year with an injury. Ball bouncing around and another turnover at the worst possible time. Caledonia now. Oh, there it is! Our first dunk. Hello, Ali Hodgic.
Wow, Barrow Ali Hodgic, the team captain, with a ferocious dunk. Buttricks, the other big guy, running the floor. That's a 1-2 combo. Both big guys showing us how it's done.
And that's the 2-foot takeoff variety. Pharaoh Ali Hodges, the first dunk inside Play Sport Arena. That has got to be the answer to some trivia question. With 7:47 to play, 71-58. We sit it down on the floor, and Drew Lasker.
Well, Todd, we got the dunk that you were looking for, which got this crowd off their feet, because before then, you could feel the nerves. They were a little bit subdued. You asked Ant Rowe earlier, can you lose your first game at home? Absolutely you can. As the Newcastle Eagles back in 2019, we lost our opener in Virtue Motors Arena. So I know what these fans and these players are going to. So we'll see. Surrey hasn't been able to go away all game long. So let's see if they can keep them at bay.
Right, Drew, it's on you to take Pharaoh Ali Hodgic out shoe shopping, courtesy of one Azania Stewart for getting that first dunk inside Play Sport Arena. Drew Lasker's got some shoe game too, by the way. Yes, he does play around. 71-58, back to the matter at hand as we take a look at the Surrey Scorchers bench. Lloyd Gardner, what do you tell the team now? Obviously, you got to stop the bleeding and you got to get back in this game.
Well, it's a really difficult period of time because we saw Justin Robinson leave the game as well, which did not look very good. You see him hobbling there on the side. Yep. And he's, not only is he leading from the front offensively, his production today has been very good. 12 points personal. He's hit some 3 threes, but the leadership is gone as well. So a lot more on the shoulders of this guy on the ball now, Andrew Lawrence. So Andrew had a good game.
Andrew Lawrence will control the ball now, and we'll try to get some information on exactly how bad Justin Robinson is. I would not be surprised if he's done for the night. Contact made, no foul called. Saquon Jamison converts. Big bucket there for the Scorchers.
Excellent catch and finish there. I love the no call from the referee as well.
71-60. Got to have a big defensive stand now if you're Surrey. Big man backing down, kicks it outside. Shot clock at 3. Got to hurry. I don't think they're aware. I do not think he got it up in time, and they're going to let it play on. Lawrence. Wang on a nice cutback. Can't get the space to get the shot up. Deep range 3 off the mark. That would have been huge if Bailey could have knocked that down. Good hands there in the passing lane by Andrew Lawrence. And you know this, you get to this point in the game, 6.5, everyone's tired. It's early in the season, maybe your legs aren't quite there, perfect condition yet. This is when you cannot change back and forth trade baskets. They've got to get some stops.
No, you're exactly right. And for as tired as you are physically, it's the mental game which is really difficult when you're fatigued and when you're trying to get every single ounce of oxygen in your body. These are the times when you make mental errors and mental letdowns.
Caledonia feeling good about their inside game. Ali Hodges trying to back down. Jamison gets the shot up, but it comes up short. Wang now. Beautiful feed, and he just caught his man Hunt on the back foot. Hunt stays with it, puts it away. So well done by the big Kiwi.
Incredible persistence there. Yep. The initial shot, way short, but he had the peace of mind to stay with it and got his reward.
Got it back down to 9. And they're going to get the foul down below, and it looks like Andrew Lawrence just had too much forearm in the back of number 5, Kyle Johnson. So 71-62, under 6 to play. We check in with the geniuses back in the studio. How do you guys see this one playing out?
Thanks, Todd. I feel like that statement dunk by Ali Hodget's incredible kind of, stamping his strength on the game. I think Caledonia have enough in the tank to get it over the finish line.
Yeah, like you said, Ali Hozic, Poliza, Buttrick, I think some of that veteran leadership is coming out. DeBow is only 9 points, I believe, but he's plus 16 since he's been on the floor in 16 minutes. So Surrey's tough loss there with Robinson going down. We hate to see that, especially what he's gone through. But a great opportunity for Patty Wang, for Cameron Gooden if he gets back in the game here, and they have to continue to kind of follow the lead of Lawrence and Justin Robinson.
Great stuff, guys. Xenia Stewart, Jordan Taylor, London Lion, and London Lioness, who's retired, but I'm still trying to talk her into coming out of retirement, but she's not buying just yet.
Oh, she's done it before.
I'm just saying. You're saying there's a chance. You're saying there's a chance.
Wouldn't surprise me. I think she's still got a couple seasons left in her.
73-62, Caledonia going right to the rim, and it's not a bad idea because they get the foul, they stop the clock, get your 2 points, knock down your free throws. You get this thing a little closer. Andrew Lawrence, of course, an 80% free throw shooter, averaging nearly 7 points a game. And to Jordan Taylor's point, a lot of the leadership and running the offense is going to be on his shoulders now with Justin Robinson. Looks like he may be done for the night.
Yeah, and unfortunate to see that. Andrew Lawrence is a guy fully capable. 16 points personal for him. Leads all scorers.
Whelan handling the ball way out top. Surrey extending their defense. Oh, that is a clutch shot from Kyle Johnson.
Kyle Johnson,
come on.
A guy we cannot forget about the production he can bring on the offensive end.
Averaging 3 points a game, and that was probably the biggest 3 points of the season so far for him as the big Kiwi Hunt drives in and gets a soft bounce to fall.
Nice
so again,
fake.
The trading baskets though in. This is just tough.
Yeah, but they've still got a lot of time left. 5 minutes left in the quarter. They're not in panic mode yet, but they're going to have to get more stops though on this end.
Look at that, Caledonia with 4 players in double figures. Nice way to spread the offense. Hunt's going to be called for the foul, and Mihaela Jovicic is going to go to the line.
And that's what Surrey Scorchers is going to have to limit as well. These fouls, be the 4 team fouls. So next foul is going straight to the free throw line. A lot of this quarter left too.
4:53 to play in Scotland. Gladiators, Scorchers. We got a good one here. Sky Sports British Basketball League Game of the Week. Ten-point ball game with 4:53 to play in Scotland. Caledonia on top, looking to christen the Play Sport Arena with a victory as Mihaela Jovicic goes to the line and misses the first. So good news if you're a Scorcher fan. 0-2 on the season, looking for a big upset if they could pull it off and ruin the debut for the Caledonia Gladiators' new arena. Hits the second. back to 11. And they are going to, gonna dry the ball off. Big fan of the British Basketball League ball. How about you?
Yeah, no, it looks great.
That NBA ball's boring. This one's got some style to it. Proper posh ball. 77-66, Surrey looking for a big bucket here. Remember, if you're just joining us, Justin Robinson, their two-time MVP, looks to be leaving the game with injury. Trying to get more word on that, but for the time being, it'll be Andrew Lawrence, the man with the ball, that'll be running the offense. Lawrence drives underneath, beautiful up and under, and cannot finish. Saquon Jamison looked like he had a sure bucket there, but he's bailed out with a foul, as the official on the far side made the call as Jamison went up and under.
Great work again from the point guard. You see him attacking those danger zones, getting the defense to commit. Look at this shot clock winding down. Andrew Lawrence drives hard left. Gets Al Hodges to commit, which leaves Jamison open on the baseline, but that's a shot he has to finish.
Yeah. Big shot there for Saquon Jamison, 6'8", out of Washington, D.C. Young man played at Bowie State in Maryland, averaged a double-double in college, coming off a 13-point, 15-rebound night in the loss in overtime versus Sheffield.
Still a really small sample size, being a 25% free throw shooter.
Can't hit the second. Big possession here, 4:20 to play in the ball game. 77-67, Caledonia on top. Trying to send the Scotland faithful home happy. Ball taken away. Lawrence couldn't get the handle, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch looked like by Jovicic. That was a case of Andrew Lawrence so wide open, just could not find the grip. And here I am praising the ball in the British Basketball League.
It was one of those, and even more unfortunate too for Jovicic there.
Oh,
couldn't quite get possession either and falls out of bounds.
And they're going to call a foul before the shot was taken, so Surrey will get another opportunity to cut this lead into single digits.
Caledonia in the bonus now as well, so
this last 4 minutes could be a while, especially if Surrey decides to
let's strap in.
Play the free throw. Did you practice these? There you go. Step right up. Good man to have at the line, Patty Wang out of Denver, Colorado, an 80% free throw shooter on the season.
He's a player that they're going to need to have a big year. 10 points per game last year in the British Basketball League. Second year returning player. Played for Sudan this summer as well for his national team.
9-point lead. I keep saying important possessions, and that is a big steal underneath. This time does not fumble it away, and Andrew Lawrence comes away with an easy hoop.
Wow, it's as if Caledonia want an incredible ending.
I think they told their fans it's going to be a great game, you'll have a great finish. We're going to give you all heart attacks, but it's going to be a great finish.
Well, if they marketed it, they're certainly delivering.
7-point lead for Caledonia. The lead has been as high as 14, and it's 3:43 to play in the ball game. Wow.
18 turnovers now for Caledonia. The last 2 turnovers as well, Todd, have been really careless and minimal effort as well. It's not like the Surrey Scorchers are inflicting a full court high pressure defense on them.
You look at the setup for Caledonia, and that's one of the things I think they miss. A true point guard, a ball handler, a John Stockton, someone that's just going to be the floor general. Who do you turn to?
Well, guy in the middle there, Jovicic is. That's what he's been brought in to do.
Going all the way through. Dribble it over. Pharaoh, screen underneath right here. Trent, you're coming on the baseline. Pass it, dribble it over, pass it. You've got this guy in the corner. You've got Trent underneath the rim, and you've got Pharaoh right here. Defense. Hit the red man. Run, regular drag. Defense on 3. 1, 2, 3.
So Coach Gareth Murray, fortunate enough to listen on that one. They've got a play drawn up there. It looks like Jovicic will be that designated point guard, but he's got to play here with multiple options. Looks like a drive and kick.
Yeah, one of those options too will be shoots in the corner and Buttrich down low as well.
Here we go. 3:40 to play in the ball game. It's a 7-point lead for the homestanding in dark blue Caledonia Gladiators, the Surrey Scorchers. It's almost like a final play of the game. They want to make sure they get this one right. Get the momentum back in their favor. Shot clock now down to 5. Kicks it down underneath, and he's going to have to hustle that one. Couldn't get it up, and the ball did not touch the rim before the shot clock ended. I'm not sure that's exactly the way Coach Murray drew that one up.
No, really poor offense out of that timeout. Jovicic actually does a pretty good job of penetrating baseline and passing it to his big man, but you saw 3 other players just stagnant. No movement whatsoever.
Easy to guard a man that's not moving. Drive to the lane and the foul. So again, a great piece of work on the offensive end by Andrew Lawrence. Gets to the rim, stops the clock. He'll go to the line.
And Surrey will be happy with this. You know, the clock stops. They get opportunities to shoot the ball at the free throw line. Andrew Lawrence finding a way as well to continue to make things happen.
Patrick Whelan with the foul, but it is Andrew Lawrence. 80% free throw shooter at the line and cut this one to 5. Big one here. Hits it. We got a 5-point ball game in Scotland with just over 3 minutes to play. Caledonia 77, Surrey 72. Jovicic now running the offense. Outside, thought about the 3, pulls it back. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Takes a tough shot, and I think he had a better look at it, Ant, with that wide open 3.
Yeah, agreed.
Look at this. Run. You got to feed the big man. Can't finish. Too much heat on it for Jordan Hunt.
Oh, dear.
That would have been huge. And Saquon Jamison fortunately gets back and gets his hand on the ball. Otherwise, Trent Buttrick was going to absolutely rock that rim with a 2-hand throwdown.
Yeah, 2 errors there. Obviously, the missed layup, but also Surrey Scorchers didn't get bodies back. And Buttrich almost had his first dunk.
So 2.5 minutes to go, 77-72. Surrey just needs to take care of the ball, get a quality look. If you're Caledonia, again, no turnovers. Patrick hits the first. Coaching staff for the Gladiators saying, we got the owner here, we better get a win. Buttrick hits both. So Buttrick with clutch foul shots. Trent Buttrick played his collegiate ball at Penn State. Comes to us by way of Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. The 6'9" forward with 2 big free throws. Alley-oop and a throwdown. Oh my goodness. Caught that with one hand, and Wang just threw it down hard. 79-74.
Well, we can appreciate the athleticism there of Claudia Wang, but that pass was so good.
Yes, on the money.
The Wang just had to throw it down with one hand. Wow.
Under 2 to go. Shot clock now at 5. Shot doesn't go, but the tip-in goes. You got to be kidding me. Just like Farrell Ali Hodgett planned it.
Wow, Buttrick. Just too powerful, too strong. And that little knock there gets it to go.
Hunt. Lawrence. Kick out. Deep Wang. 3 off the mark. Hunt. Can he keep it alive? No, he can't. And Caledonia now with 90 seconds to play. 7-point lead. They'll slow it down just a little bit. Tell you what, this has been an amazing game. That shot was halfway down, and it comes back out. They'll get another shot at it. Can't get it to fall. Ball taken away. No one called out for help. Wang, second dunk in a row.
A little bit of mayhem.
Come on now. 5 points, 104, and the clock runs. Surrey not going away. Whelan on the drive. Jovicic. And the man is pulled down, and Saquon Jamison is the guilty party. Ali Hodgic. That's a tough man to pull down.
Yeah, it is.
6'10" center out of Leicester. That last bucket, I know it was kind of fluky, went bounced around and rebounded and went right back up and in, but oh, here it is. Man on the floor, and Saquon Jamison says, it couldn't be me.
Well, these are the little things as well. You've got to be disciplined enough to do things the legal way. With less than a minute to go, every single decision you make is going to have an impact of whether you win or lose. And plays like that put your team in jeopardy of losing.
So Jamison exits the game after playing 29 minutes, picking up 9 points and 10 rebounds. Nearly a double-double for him. You knew you were going to get the rebound production out of him.
Yeah, it hasn't been one of his easiest nights, though, on that account. He sort of rebounded in clusters, didn't he?
And Gladiators are 47 seconds away from getting their first win inside this new arena here in British Basketball League, Play Sport Arena. As their owner, Steve Timoney, says this is just the start of things to come. But for a moment there, we hit about that 2 or 3 minute mark. It looks like Surrey was going to ruin the party.
Well, it's the party's even better when there's a little bit of jeopardy involved. And maybe it was in the script, because some of these turnovers we've seen tonight, Tom, are a little bit suspect. 19 team turnovers, so this has been far from the perfect game from Caledonia, but they have showed fight, they have showed heart, and those are the two ingredients that Steve Timoney and his group wanted to be a part of this arena.
Well, it's not all fun and games, and we're going to put you to work now, as the ball will end up in the hand of the Scorchers. You got to start thinking about man of the match. Who is your MVP player of the game? Surrey needs points and needs them quick.
Well, for me, it was Buttrich. He got an excellent first half, 9 points for him. And he's played some made some big plays in the second half as well. 13 points, 10 rebounds for him, double-double.
And just on cue, and we had nothing to do with that, Hunt fouls the aforementioned Trent Buttrick, a young American who was averaging 5 points and 6 rebounds, and picks up 2 huge free throws to kind of ice this one away and break the will of the Surrey Scorchers, who just would not go away all game long.
It's got to be tough to take for the Surrey Scorchers, isn't it? 2 really close games where they're going to come on with an L in the column.
Jordan Hunt has fouled out, so he'll go to the bench. Hunt ending the night, 12 points, 3 rebounds. That's a happy man right there. Steve Timoney. Not only did building get done in time for this opener, you got things on the rise, and there's some big fans up in Scotland that love them some British Basketball League.
I think so, and what this does is just creates a positive energy about the place as well. And what a way to make a mark on the first game in your new arena.
Quick timeout on the floor, 22.9 seconds to go, 8-point lead for the homestanding Gladiators. I'll tell you what I've been impressed with. I've been impressed with this facility. I've been impressed with the way Caledonia didn't fold, but I'm also impressed with the way Surrey really fought back. I mean, they were down by 14-10, just couldn't seem to find things. And of course, Justin Robinson goes down, and that's a lot of your offense. And they still got it down to, what was it, 3 points, 5 points at one time, with a chance to win the game.
Look, you know, this hasn't been the prettiest free-flowing game of basketball.
Exactly.
I think it's safe to say. But what we have seen is we've seen 2 competitive teams that both have faced their adversity during periods of this game as well, and both have responded. You can't help but feel that there's a black cloud over the Surrey Scorchers, though. Again, another eminent loss for them. Justin Robinson goes down as well. You hope that's not too bad. It's always so worse to the travelling team when you've got a long old journey down from Scotland back into the UK, back into England, excuse me, with a loss.
Gareth Murray giving his squad final instructions there over this last 22.9 seconds. They lead at 84-76. Want to remind you, next Thursday night, Sky Sports has another great game for you, Caledonia and Plymouth City. So we'll have the call for you on that one. And at this point, Lloyd Gardner's got to hope for a near miracle, a turnover and some big threes.
Yeah, it's definitely miracle territory here now. If they get a quick score, you know, it makes that miracle that little bit more optimistic.
Cooper will inbound. Shot clock at 14. Goes outside. Teo. Lawrence. Then they got it. Teo. Oga Denby. His first points of the game, and they're big, and it's back to a 5-point ball game.
This is a guy
16 seconds.
Played many years in this league.
Well, did you practice your free throw shooting, Lucas Palizza? We know you can shoot from outside, but can you hit from the charity stripe with 14.2 seconds? He's got to bury these, because if he doesn't, Surrey comes back down, hits a 3. We got a 2-point ball game.
Well, he's only shot 2 free throws today, 2 for 2.
Hits it. That's huge. So even with the 3-pointer in play, it's a 2-possession ball game. That's just get a tie. Next Friday, we got a good one for you. Sky Sports, London Lions, and the Cheshire Phoenix. So we're going to put Jordan Taylor to work on the court, get him out of that designer suit of his, and put him into that that homestanding London Lion black apparel, which is really sharp.
He does both well, huh?
Yeah, he does. He does well. Coach Murray still doesn't look happy. Says, fellas, we should have been out of this a while ago. We got to grind out this last 14 seconds. Got to keep hitting the free throws. Back to a 7-point lead. So Lloyd Gardner figured he's got the timeouts. Might as well not leave him in Scotland. Take him.
Well, even if this game is gone now, you've got to still look for improvements, and improvements meaning, you know, can your players listen to instruction and execute with minimal time left on the clock? You know, these are little things now where, especially with a lot of new players on the roster, you're now discovering as a coach, you know, who you can trust down the stretch.
Want to remember, you want to watch Inside the Paint. Check it out on the British Basketball League YouTube channel, Inside the Paint, where you get all the insight and interviews with players and coaches from around the league. Coming up next on the schedule for the Caledonia Gladiators, they got home versus Plymouth City. They go to Sheffield, and then they have Sheffield at home. Meanwhile, for Surrey, we've talked about them playing Cheshire on Saturday, and then October 13th, they go to Leicester. All right, 86-79, 14.2 seconds to play. Surrey out of timeout. Caledonia still with 2. Quick inbound. This has got to get up quick. Paddy Hunt drives the lane, looking for an and one. Can't get it. Ball goes awry, and they can now just run it out. We'll see if Surrey even wants to foul. Clear the court. Why not? Up and under. And that will be game. 86-79. Caledonia defends the home castle.
Wow, what a game we had as well, Todd. It was absolutely imperative that the home team got a win in their new building, and I think every single fan that came out today got their bodies up. They got the highs, the lows, but more importantly, they got their Caledonia Gladiators win.
So the Play Sport Arena is perfect. They are 1-0 in this beautiful new facility. Owner Steve Timoney, money well spent, sold out crowd tonight outside of Glasgow, as they will have a nice happy drive home as their team picks up a victory, and Caledonia now goes to 2-1 on the season with big games coming. Of course, Surrey unfortunately will drop to 0-3, and they will look to get a win on the season. Their next game, as we mentioned, coming up in a short amount of time, but they're going to need a big victory Saturday at Cheshire. Excuse me, that's a home game versus Cheshire. Keep your heads up, fellas. Meanwhile, we take you inside the huddle.
There's no easy games in this league. Doesn't matter who you're playing. Good job getting the win. All right, now we got to recover. Albert. We're going to get next Thursday. All right, great job. All right, it's a team every time. Keep building, keep building. Team on 3, 1, 2, 3, team. Hey, last play.
Great words from head coach Gareth Murray. And you can speak to this, Ant Rowe, because you've been in this league before. There's no easy game. There's so much parity in the British Basketball League this year.
Oh, especially this year. I mean, look, we've just watched the Surrey Scorchers team that are winless. The only team in the league that are winless. Do they look like a bad basketball team? No. Not to me. They certainly don't look like a basketball team that's going to lay down and die. So every single win, I think, this year in the British Basketball League is going to have to be hard fought.
Yeah, no question about it. So a big victory for the Caledonia Gladiators. Gareth Murray can take an exhale. He's not going to get his sword taken away tonight as they walk away with a win. 86-79. We now sit it down on the floor. Drew Lasker standing by with the man who takes home the MVP honors, Trent Buttrick.
Trent, you're up by as much as 15, but the Scorchers would not go away. How were you finally able to put them to bed?
Just consistent fight and effort, talking on defense and trying to play as a team. And we ended up fighting this one out. Had a great home crowd to support us. This is amazing. I hope we can have this every single night, but just sticking together.
And how do you guys ride this momentum forward?
We just keep working, keep getting better, and take this into the next game. And, just stick together and keep grinding.
And finally, a breakout game for yourself. How were you able to find your groove?
Like I said, this home crowd's amazing. Just felt good to be at home, be somewhere where we felt comfortable, and I was able to get looks. My teammates were finding me, so it was good.
Thanks for your time. Congratulations on the win. Tahir, back to you.
Well, there you have it, 86-79. You're hearing from the MVP, Trent Buttrick. Let's check those stats out. Azania, what are we seeing on the stats?
Well, I think well done, Caledonia, first of all, to win at home. It was under pressure. Getting to the free throw line, 24 from 28, 85%. I think that was so important to impose their will, make the referees call big plays for them.
The rebounds, the battle of the boards, that was important for Caledonia, JT.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. Surrey came into the game, top 2 in the league in rebounding, averaging about 39 a game. Caledonia showed their strength, their size with Ali Hojic, with Buttrick, all those guys. Kind of neutralized Saquon Jamison. He still got on the glass, but 44-36, and I think that obviously helps with second chance points.
Well, let's have a look back at the action throughout the game, right from the beginning, or should we say the beginning of the second half. Justin Robinson, just as he did in the first, started to get himself going. Unfortunately, wasn't able to make the contributions that we were hoping for tonight. But the Gladiators, they just kept battling away. Clifton Moore Jr., as you can see, putting in the work. Ali Hodzic and Trent Buttrick. We spoke about this, guys. Big on the boards, but also very impactful in the paint.
Yeah, Ali Hodzic, 13 points and 12 huge rebounds. That's big for them. I think he showed his dominance with that dunk. I talked about it, just coming in and just taking over because Surrey had them on the ropes.
Yeah, and Todd mentioned nerves late in the game, and that's what calms nerves, is being able to get second chance points and get on the boards, and that's where the veteran leadership of Ali Hodzic and Buttrick came in.
Well, let's talk about leadership. It's time to hear from the head coach. It's Gareth Murray with Drew Lasker.
Coach, you get the job done, home opener. Describe how you feel right now.
Relief. Another game where the crowd came out. It's an exciting game, back and forth. Surrey made a great run at the end there. Threw us off with the 3-2 zone. Struggled a little bit. I'm happy we got the game on the road, though.
And a lot has been talked about your roster. Just talk about how Trent Buttrick was finally able to get his season going.
Yeah, I'm glad he found the confidence tonight. He made some shots. Great rebounder. Finished at the free throw line as well. So I'm happy he got his confidence and might start making some shots tonight.
Well, congratulations. I'm sure this night will be one to remember for the country of Scotland. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
Well, look, it was a great game, and Surrey almost found their way getting back into it.
Yeah, let's talk about Andrew Lawrence, 19 points. I'm really happy for him. Surrey struggling. They're 0-3 now, tough start to their season. But Andrew Lawrence, for himself, he's managed to shred down, bounce back from injury, and a really good start from him. So hopefully he can build confidence on that.
Well, it was always going to be difficult on opening night to try and put a stop to the Gladiators, but Surrey Scorchers' results haven't been that too distant. Of course, against the London Lions it was tough, but overtime against Sheffield, and it was close towards the end here.
Yeah, it's always tough against the Lions, of course, but you know we won't go there. We won't go there. But big shout out! I couldn't say it any better. Z mentioned Andrew Lawrence was amazing. His veteran leadership. Obviously, Justin Robinson going down is tough. But you look to Cameron Gooden, to Patty Wang to come along, and you know. I can relate to that as my role on the Lions is trying to help some of the younger guards along. So I know that Justin Robinson and Andrew Lawrence will continue to help them along.
Well, although they won, the Caledonia Gladiators, they had 19 turnovers compared to the 12 turnovers from the Surrey Scorchers. They're going to need to cancel those out because against better opposition, they're going to make them pay.
Yeah, I think they just need to clean up a few things. We saw some mistakes and really just kind of errors that is easy. Just concentrate, really focus, catching, passing. But they'll be all right. I think, a little bit nervous in their new arena, and that's what Coach Gareth said. He said he was relieved, right? He was relieved that they got the dub. So I'm happy and proud for them, and 1-0 in there.
Fantastic. Well, of course, a man who's purchased a house now in his local Glasgow area is Farah Alihodzic. His play on the game, the big fella. There it is, big time. Waited a long time in that match for that first dunk in the arena. I've never seen him jump that high. I've known Farrow since being in Leicester. You know, I used to throw lobs off the backboard to him, but for a while, I ain't seen the bounce like that. Rocking the rims in Glasgow, big time. Well, it's time to have a look at those lead standings. There they are, perfect 5-0, the London Lions. But in second place now, 2-1. Of course, the point difference will matter. Caledonia Gladiators in second, Riders third. And at the bottom, Surrey Scorchers 3-0. That could be worrying for them, but there's lots of basketball left to play. Well, look, it's been a great first show with you guys. Of course, myself first time, you guys first time. It's great to have you here, and it's great to have you, the British basketball community, with us. We'll see you next time.